What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? And welcome to episode 35. 6 minutes late. Thank you, Discord. We appreciate you fucking
course.
up right at the last possible fucking second that you can.
Oh yeah.
But it wouldn't be this show if we didn't have something scuffed like at some point in time. So why as well be now. But we're fixed in a way.
No,
We
I wouldn't say fixed.
No, we jerry rigged a bunch
Yeah.
of shit. It's functioning as best as it can. Um, so we'll see.
We're here
Who-
at
who-
least.
Who fucking knows? We're
Yeah.
here. We're here. It's episode 35. And honest to God, like realistically, if I think about this, you guys do realize that in 2 weeks we're gonna be doing a podcast that literally lines directly up with E3. Like the fact that show is gonna happen on that day of like when E3 goes live is fucking it's gonna be crazy. Like,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, because everybody's gonna be coming over from E3 to us because we're the better show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
100%.
why would you go anywhere else like to get your gaming information? I mean, you're not gonna find as much salt as you do right here. I mean, it's
I don't know. You
Fuck
might at
E3.
E3.
What'd you say?
Fuck E3.
Fuck E3. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm the only. I've been there.
Because PlayStation won't be there, obviously. So
Well,
That's their own decision, not the other way around.
Yeah, they're too busy.
They're the ones that pulled out of that, but not fucking
Yeah,
E3.
For sure.
They're too busy, sitting there trying to, get demand up or get, meet demand and all that kind of stuff. Find silicone. So, goddamn, all you people getting breast implants and taking up all the silicone.
Maybe that's how we get our CPUs and our GPUs. We just
I'm
go
just
on
saying, man.
Yeah.
rave
I mean,
rocks
look,
and
dude,
some
I
plastic
have
surgeons.
I
Oh,
got no
man.
problem building a CPU or a computer with a titty CPU. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
I would be down for it. You
Yeah.
know? You could charge me an extra like $100 if I knew
Oh
that
my
it was
God.
titty CPU.
Does
You
that
could
come?
call
Does
it
that
the
come with
59
jizzle
titty.
physics?
Do what?
Does that come with jiggle
Oh,
physics?
extra jiggle.
Extra
extra.
jiggle
Extra-
physics.
extra
Okay.
jiggle
Good.
physics.
Get that AMD 59 titty.
Oh yeah.
That's Jesus Christ, where did we already derailed. We
We're
haven't
already
even fucking
derailed,
started
man.
the show.
What
Welcome to
did,
episode
what did I
number
say in the
35,
chat? Concise,
guys.
short.
Oh man. Well, welcome to episode number 35, guys. We are here. We are live. Again, if you are not with us live, obviously you can come and check us out. We do this every other Thursday at 10 p.m. or 10:05 or 10:15, sometimes 10:30, just depending on whenever Discord wants to fuck up. But it gives us time to at least ban people in our channels that want to try to be famous or
True.
they want to tell us to be famous. You know what I mean? Like
Dude, that was as soon as I started. Literally the second I
waiting
clicked
for
that
you,
button.
we can buy followers, man. So,
Yeah.
Hey, it's a thing. It is a thing for
It
sure.
is.
But no, you can go check us out. Obviously, and come participate with us live in our channels, whether you're on my channel over on YouTube. And I do have to make an announcement, guys. Passed my fucking real estate exam today. Super pumped. By
Hell yeah.
1 point, but a pass is a pass.
Hey.
Let's
Man,
get it.
Let's get degrees, bro.
Yep.
So I am going to be able to get back to streaming full time again very, very, very soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next week I will be going full time again. So that is the hope, and I've got some awesome things planned. That is not just straight multiplayer content stuff. So we'll talk about it right on the show. But wanted to start off with that. But you can be here on my channel, or you could be over at Scruffy's channel. Or you could be in Bill's channel, or you can not
Sit
be in Enigma's
outside
channel 'cause
Enigma's
Someday.
window.
One of
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Yep. Or of course you could be in the multi link, which is out there. And here I will post it up. That's not it. This is the wrong one.
Oh no! Don't tell me you just post your link for your OnlyFans.
Oh, bro, that
No.
is reserved for the that is reserved for Stevens and Stevens alone. He is my only person on there that has my OnlyFans account. Anyway, oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you? God, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just warm and I get yawny when I'm warm.
Dude, I am so warm. Oh, that's bad.
I'm not. I'm very cold.
I was born in the warmth,
yeah.
molded by it.
Oh my gosh.
But you can also obviously catch us on the after not effects, just whenever we end, later on in your day, you're just sitting around, like I think we're a perfect toilet podcast. I think like one of those times where you got to get away from everybody, you got to close the door, you just want to take a massive long shit, and you just want to listen to four dudes just
I mean, our
talk
podcast
about.
is 2 hours, man. Who is shitting
Hey
for
man,
2 hours?
bro,
Well,
have
no,
you ever
okay.
taken a long shit, dude? It's enjoyable.
Well, no,
I'm
I've
telling
never
you.
taken a long shit, but I've taken a shit and just haven't felt like getting up after it before.
We are
Dude,
literally derailing as
it
we
is.
speak.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
fine.
saying.
It
I'm just saying. It
no,
gets to a point sometimes where you're sitting down for so long that you can't get up because your legs are asleep. So
yeah,
there you go.
exactly.
So
That see, I get you. Get you.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna burn through all this. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure we get through all the
All right,
topics.
let's get off that shit. All right.
Yeah. Off that
Get
shit.
off the
On
pot,
some
you
new
mean?
shit. Or you can check us out on Spotify. !Mark Podcast and all the channels will get you the link. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna start off like we always start off with Twitch stuff, or just drama in general on YouTube and Twitch. I don't know necessarily whether or not I
There's
want
Twitch
to.
news.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing or if it's a good thing. So here's what happened, right? Midstream, Amaranth was doing her hot tub stream, and and the only reason I'm using this person's name is because it's publicly out there. I've listened to other podcasts on the Twitch platform that have used her name, so I'm using her name. Amaranth was streaming, and she's the only person that's happened to right now. So that's kind of the
That
thing
we
that's a
know
little
of.
that we know of. It's the only public one. She was midstream in a hot tub stream, and I can tell you right now, she was not wearing a bathing suit. It was lingerie. It was it was underwear. But in any case, doing her hot tub stream, doing her normal thing. And in the middle of it, she got her ad revenue monetization taken away. Twitch basically messaged her and said, "You're actually." I don't even think Twitch messaged her. I think.
Yeah, I
if I'm
don't
not
think they even
mistaken,
told her. Yeah.
I don't think they told her why.
That was the biggest reason why she was complaining, is that like midstream they just cut it off without even telling her, and
But-
she didn't notice it until later.
How? Okay, I was gonna say, like, how does she notice that? Is it just something like in the
No,
dashboard that you notice?
she probably ran an ad break, tried to run an ad
Or
break,
yeah,
or
yeah,
run
the
an
ad breaks.
advertisement. They
Yeah,
said you were no
Or-
longer capable of running advertisement.
That
yeah.
or also too, like if you get your ad monetization taken away from you, you have no access to the bounty board anymore either. So the thing that all right, as someone that's like, you know, kind of fed up with the like bullshit stuff that Twitch does. I commend Twitch for this if they're doing it for the reasons that they are doing it. But I think the problem here is like why Twitch has not said anything, right? Twitch is not coming out. This is like the doc situation again. They're doing something without telling anybody, and they would be in so much better of a position if they would just be like, hey, look, you're out there, promoting sexuality. You're out there in stuff that's breaking, what we feel is TOS. We're taking your ad revenue away. If you're going to continue to do hot strip streams, it's gone. If you don't, then it's back. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. Also, too,
Yeah.
they've only done it to her that we know of. We have not heard anybody else coming out and complaining about this. But I also know that this comes that right after that, Twitch sent out a message about stopping sub emails. So you used to be able to email your subs through Twitch and tell them, what's going on and all that kind of stuff, right?
I didn't know that.
And they took that down as well. They took that down the very next day. And the kind of mainline idea here as to why it's being taken down is because people were using it to send out their OnlyFans.
Using it to advertise their OnlyFans and shit.
Right.
100%.
So, my thing is like Twitch. I agree with what you're doing. I think this is great. People didn't think that this was going to happen. People thought, I know Bill has brought it up multiple times, like the state of YouTube, and I know Enigma, you've talked about it as well, of like how the ad revenue over there, like they're tyrannical and things of that nature. And no one thought it was going to come to Twitch. I don't know why.
No,
one thought it was gonna come to Twitch.
I knew it was going to go to Twitch. I've said that it's going to come to Twitch for months and months and
No, I'm
months.
talking about large, like the those that sit on the
adpocalypses.
thrones.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've said for a long time that there was going to be an adpocalypse over here on Twitter or on Twitch. I'm surprised it took him this long. Honestly, like it's insane
Yeah.
how long it's taken.
Yeah.
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 I think
And I
what's
wouldn't
still-
necessarily give Twitch the the good boy on this one because I think they would have kept things going just fine unless the advertisers.
Yeah.
I think this is advertiser pressure primarily. I
Well,
don't
that's-
think
That's
Twitch honestly
where
cares.
my
When-
mind was going. Yeah.
When you brought it up, that's what I said straight off the bat. Is that
Yeah.
Twitch wouldn't have done it if they hadn't been getting pressured. This is 100% their advertisers going, "Hey, we just checked in on one of our biggest streams that's bringing in advertising money, and the chick's not wearing anything. What the
Mhm.
fuck's
yeah.
going on, Twitch?"
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, honestly, they probably threatened to take their ads down completely from Twitch, from other streamers, but Twitch is like, no, we're just gonna take it off this person specifically, for
Well,
now.
because I don't see, like, either A, she was the only one that was doing it at the time that was the bigger name, right? But I
Yeah.
guarantee that this is now going to field, if that's the case and the advertisers were the ones that did it,
We'll
which
start seeing more.
Yeah,
right, we're gonna start seeing a shit ton more, right?
especially with
Um,
this hot tub stream meta. I mean, it's gonna go around.
Right. And I think again, man, look, like here's the reality of it. I think that people looked at Twitch and these types of streamers looked at this and whether you're doing it, whether you're doing hot tub streams, whether you're doing violent streams, whether there's Hassanbi Hassan, he does like his streams are super political, like or whatever else. So if someone goes on there and says, "Hey, I don't want my ads being shown on that," well, they can take them
Yeah.
down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not just these hot tub streams or these girls that are doing this or whatever else, but like the reality, guys, is that they have the right to do it, and it happens everywhere else in the world. Like an advertiser is not like, yes, sex sells or whatever, but the advertiser pays for that. Like they say, "Hey, I specifically want this," right? And I am kind of on the same side of saying, look, I don't want condom ads being thrown into my channel or whatever else. Put it somewhere else. Put it over on those channels, like if that's where you want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the attaboy that I would give, like I said, to Twitch is the fact that they are standing up and saying something. The bad part is that they have not mentioned why. They have not come out and said anything. Like they still are staying in the shadows about all this. Like be communicative about it. Come
Yep.
out and just own up to it. And
That's
that's it.
just Twitch in a nutshell, right there.
Well, yeah.
It's
and
either
that's why
they're
people
saying
are
some
pissed.
really dumb shit, or they're just not talking at all.
Right.
But-
And I think that the thing too that makes it so ironic here was that during this stream, she was legit, like she was in there talking about like if you don't like basically people were saying, hey, like here's a problem. One, your stream is not 18 and plus. It doesn't have and I checked it, it actually does not have at that time it did not have an 18 and plus having to be there. So you could go into that as a kid and there was nothing stopping you. And any other channel, like your guys, I'm sure, have 18 plus
Yep.
on it, right?
100%.
So you have to verify.
What are you talking about? I'm fucking family friendly.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So hers was not. So people were like, "Hey, this is a problem because you've got this out there. It's not 18 plus. It really is borderline. Like, I mean, it's borderline pornography, and this is a problem or whatever else." She's basically in the middle of that stream, going, "Well, if you don't like it, go build your own platform." Or whatever else, go build your own streaming service because Twitch isn't just about video games anymore. This is what Twitch is. And, if you don't like it, too bad. And then in the same breath, also getting mad at somebody for saying, oh my God, you're so hot, blah, blah, blah. But that's a whole other topic. But like, then all of a sudden, boom, this happens. Right. And so it's just, to me, it was just like the like timeline of those events. I was like, holy fuck, man, you could not have like written
Poetic
that.
justice.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
honestly.
written that, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I hate to see anybody necessarily demonetized. I think, this is the one and few times that you will probably hear me say, like, I do feel for Amaranth in the sense that they should have said why. They should have told her why. They should have at least given her an opportunity to stop either doing this or whatever else. And they also should come out and say either, yes, hot tub streams are going to be allowed and we're going to go down this route, or no, they're not, right? Like we've said it 1,000 times.
That's also going down the route of belief that she hasn't been warned multiple times. Perhaps
Yeah,
she
that's true.
has.
I mean,
And this was just the last straw for them. They were just like, all right, this is your last warning. Hey, we're gonna remove your fucking advertising revenue. And if you
Right.
continue doing it,
It is
Don't
crazy
drop like you
though
out.
to see this though, because not too long ago Twitch did have their Let's Chat stream or whatever, where they did talk and cover the hot tub streams, talking about how like technically they are under TOS and like they are allowed. Of course, we know some hot tub streamers, including maybe Amaranth, might stretch it a little bit with kind of what they wear with the dress code and everything. Hey man, I'm trying to lightly code it, but but you know, it's still they in the end of the day they did recognize these hot tub streams and kind of give an okay for them. So now they come over here and take, you know, Amaranth's ad revenue away without saying
The,
anything.
w-
So
the
allegedly,
the way I remembered it is that they were looking into it. They didn't give necessarily an okay, but they said that they were
they
watching the
they were
situation.
watching.
They had some scientific
Yeah,
stuff that they had to look for. You know,
but
they had to look into a couple more of those streams for
Me,
scientific
I
reasons.
think they did mention that technically they are allowed on stream, or they were not breaking
yeah.
TOS. They did mention.
Me personally, I don't care about the hot tub stream, like them existing.
Yeah.
My biggest concern, and I was watching some ordinary gamer talk about it, and I agree with him 100%, is what happens when a minor ends up
Yeah.
doing
Right.
a hot tub stream and
Well,
like
Yeah.
not only doing a hot tub stream, but again, she didn't have 18 plus on her channel. Like if you had 18 plus on your channel, I could understand it. But the fact of the matter is that she probably removed 18 plus off of her channel so that she could get more viewers, so she could get more ad revenue.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
that's my mindset on it though. I don't honestly care, and yeah, I'm of the mind if you don't like it, don't watch it. If Twitch wants to go that route, that's fine, but they do need to tighten up
My
what is
biggest
allowed, because if a minor was to do this
yeah.
and it
Oh
gets
yeah.
found out, that's a whole nother legal battle that I don't think Twitch is wanting to get into.
No.
Yeah, I guess my biggest point is yeah, like I understand if you don't like it, don't watch it and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is that I still to this day believe that Twitch is a gaming site and it should have gaming content on it. Unfortunately, we've gone down this fucking route recently over the past several years where it's gone down this, you know, IRL stream bullshit where it's like you're not actually playing video games on a video game streaming site anymore. I don't like it, but there's nothing that I can do about it, unfortunately. But I do
Right.
believe that they should go back down the fucking gaming route and just stick to their fucking guns and be like, we are a gaming website, not a fucking. Because otherwise, you
It's
just go back to just go back to fucking Justin TV. There's
Well,
a reason why they left Justin TV is because they had all this shit happening and they were like, we don't know how to fucking fix it, so we're just gonna go down one route.
yeah, it comes down, and we have mentioned this ad nauseum, right? It comes down to, I think, a very easy decision. It's either A, you either allow it, and if you're going to allow it, then the best situation there, because if you're really talking about from an investor standpoint, if you're talking about from an ad revenue standpoint or whatever else, like, I'm sorry, but you don't. When was the last time you saw a Doritos commercial on a corn website?
Yeah.
Right. Like, when was the last time you saw a Mountain Dew commercial on a corn website? Like, it doesn't happen, right? There's reasons it
that
doesn't
would be
happen.
pretty sweet
because-
though.
Sure. Because you don't have that style. You just it's not Doritos is just not want to be synonymous with that, right? So
Oh, and one thing
you
I was watching a video. Sorry to interrupt you, but I was watching a video recently from oh crap, what's his name? I forget. He's like he goes deep dives into some of this shit with a very analytical like thought process. But like I was watching his video about it, and we've talked in the past about how one way that they could kind of fix it would be to like make a separate site or make a section for Twitch that's like 18 plus that these you know
Yeah.
these people can
that's the
do
thing.
whatever the fuck they want to
Yeah.
on it, right? But the problem with it is that upon doing that, Twitch is instantly going to be associated with corn because I guess we can't say it on YouTube.
Right. Well,
Um,
and that's
you know,
again
they're
that's
gonna be instantly associated with that,
right.
and at that point, any fucking advertising, any fucking advertiser that comes to them is gonna be like, well, you have this on your site. We're not gonna advertise on your site. I'm sorry.
Right. So what I was going to say is that, and you're right. People in chat are saying, "Hey, it's a content platform." You're absolutely right. But the difference is that there is a very, when you're talking ad revenue, when you're talking Coca-Cola, when you're talking brands or whatever else, I'm just saying have Twitch and split it off to say, hey, this is the site that you, if you want to do these kind of things, if you want to have, nudity, if you want to do whatever else, like, or if you just, I mean, you don't have to go nudity. I'm just saying, if you want to do these more 18 mature plus things that are going to skirt the line, that are really going to go out there, here's the site for it, right? And it is split from Twitch to say this
I
is
just
Twitch and this is that, like,
I get the whole it's a content platform, but the problem with it is again, Twitch was made to be a gaming site.
Well, I
It
think it's
was made to be
evolved.
a
I mean,
gaming streaming site, and it's evolved because of metas that people have done where they've catered to the fucking catered to the masses because it's easier than telling them no, you can't do that on our site,
yeah, but I
right?
mean,
There's
YouTube.
sites for this out on the internet. Why are they coming to Twitch is the question. It's because
Well,
Twitch is more popular than those sites,
well,
right?
yeah. I mean, but YouTube. I mean, you can't say that it was started at. I mean, as a gaming site, and that's it. Like Twitch or YouTube
No,
was.
100%. Twitch was started as a
I
game
know it, but what I'm
streaming
saying
site.
is that YouTube was technically was built around memes, was built around whatever else. So if
Oh,
okay,
okay.
uh,
Uh-oh.
what? Hold on. I got pull me back in, Bill. Welcome to Discord and the fucked up problems.
Oh, you went AFK.
Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta
no.
keep, like moving my mouse. So pull me back in.
Yeah, I'm moving you in now. And Abood?
I'll just try to make sure I keep moving my mouse
But
around.
to finish off on my point is like, yes, I understand that it's a content streaming site now. It's evolved into that. But the problem that they're going to run into is again, yes, they're the popular site right now. You can go to those other sites to do this kind of shit. The reason why those other sites aren't popular anymore is because they can't make the advertising money off of what Twitch can because of the same shit that Twitch is running into right now.
Well, I think a lot of it.
Advertisers don't want to be on a site that advertises corn.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. But I think that also too, it's one of those things where these types of streamers don't want to be considered corn stars, right? They want to be considered
I mean, you
content
could have
creators.
fooled me.
No, right. Well, that again, it's all like a very, very thin fucking line and a tightrope to go when, as far as us like sitting here talking about it, and what is quote unquote a content creator? Because again, YouTube's got its own fair share of this. Like we've talked
Oh yeah,
about how
100%.
YouTube can have naked yoga, but you can't say I gotta say corn, right? I
The-
can't say that's ridiculous.
The
Like
the difference though with YouTube and Twitch though is YouTube is at least trying to do something about it in most cases.
you think
Whereas
so?
Twitch isn't doing it. Yeah, they've fucking had three adpocalypses in the last two years.
Yeah, but
Like they've been forced to do something about it. Obviously, there are certain sections where it's what's the word I'm trying to look for?
well, there's loopholes that
It's
people will
it's
exploit.
taking advantage of the algorithm and shit, right? Like
Right.
obviously, naked yoga needs to fucking. I don't know why they haven't hit that with the YouTube fucking algorithm yet, right? Maybe they have. I don't know. I haven't checked into it yet. The whole naked news thing, 100% shouldn't be on fucking YouTube. Obviously, right? It's against their TOS. It's against Twitch's TOS, right?
Right.
So I don't know why it's not fucking being removed, but I do believe that they should fucking remove it. 100%.
Naked Yoga is not removed from.
No,
It's
100%.
not
They should
removed,
be
but I
removing
don't
it.
know. Is it removed from? Is it demonetized at least? Like, do we know if they're getting ads?
Well, even if it's not
I-
demonetized, it still
I don't
shouldn't be on
know.
the
Oh
fucking.
no, it shouldn't be on the platform at all. But
Yeah.
if it's demonetized, at least that's one step in the right fucking
Because
direction.
like legitimately, these hot tub streams are literally one fucking step away from being naked yoga. It's
Oh,
just
I mean,
one top being tossed off. You're
well,
rated
yeah,
naked
I mean,
yoga.
we were in that one yesterday, or we saw that one yesterday, Enigma, where legitimately
She's got
it
a
had
fucking mirror set up to show
just-
off her ass.
and it was just like up. I mean, you could see full blown pretty much.
Hey, that's an
everything.
accident, bro. Come on.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's a-
No,
I don't
it's
know.
just coincidence that fucking mirror was there.
Yeah, I don't
Every
know. So-
fucking stream, right?
again, I think the thing about this all, and it comes down to, I think the biggest thing for Twitch is, for the love of fucking Christ, please like hire someone that can get communication right. Like
Yeah.
the
One-
communication between your partnerships and your creators, as well as your community and your higher ups. Like there needs to be communication there that is across the board, because this whole idea, like, and it's not like the thought streamers are just the only problem. Like again, we still have no fucking clue as to why Doc got banned. Nobody knows why Doc got banned, and that's
Doc got banned for money, 100%.
but we don't. But that
It's
we
never
don't
been
know.
announced,
We don't
but
know.
yeah.
100% he got banned for money.
You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And-
I think the best thing that I can say right now, because I'm coming off as kind of an asshole right now. Sure, do what you want to do on the site. If fucking Twitch says, hey, 100%, you can show your titties, you can show your ass on stream, 100%. Do you boo boo? I have
Yeah,
no issue with it.
they're gonna
The
lose
problem,
monetization.
the problem that I have with it is that if they're going to continue to sit there and say, hey, yeah, go ahead, do it 100%, and then bitch and complain and add more advertisements to people's fucking streams, which they've been doing for the past several months, that's fucked up on my
Well,
part.
the other
Right?
side, it's they can't go that route, because again, nobody is going to like I can tell you right now, after showing my wife that, where we were like my kids, my oldest is
Yeah.
13. He was saying, "Hey, can I go and watch Twitch?" We literally had a discussion 2 weeks ago about him going and being able to watch Twitch. After seeing that, my wife and both I were like, "Absolutely not! Like,
No.
no, you cannot go on Twitch. If they allow it, they're not gonna like their viewership will tank
But
because
you're gonna be instantly known as a site that has
well,
that kind of content on.
that and it also becomes a very, like Bill brought up, it becomes a very dangerous situation for minors, right? Because
does,
it's not
yeah.
not only just for people streaming it, but also too because now you've got a live chat service where in those types of things you have to verify that you're 18. You usually have to put in a credit card. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of steps that have to go through that most kids won't necessarily do. That you have a live stream now with live chat where Corn Dog McGee is over here, right alongside of little Timmy. You know what I mean? So like that's
And
real dangerous.
I will say that the worst part is the Twitch. Yeah, there's 100% half of Twitch is fucking 13-year-old horn dogs. It's ridiculous.
So it's just
Either actually 13 or mentally 13-year-old horn dogs.
yeah, it's I don't know. So I mean, like I said, the biggest thing here is like Twitch. You need to come out and say what's up, like But and
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is I'm shocked by this too, and then we can move on. But I'm shocked because they just came off a lawsuit with Phantom Lord, where like they
Mhm.
literally just lost a lawsuit because they didn't divulge the information as to what with demonetization and things of that nature.
That's
And
actually a ridiculously good point.
You think
You know
Twitch is
what,
ever
Well,
gonna
and
learn?
again, and again, 100%. We don't know if they haven't warned her, right? Like 100%. Like, yeah, they could have gone out and been like, yeah, this is why she got demonetized. But we're taking it off of Amaranth's word that they have never warned her about this.
Yeah.
And I'm
Uh,
sorry, I don't trust Amaranth that
right, I
much
know,
to fucking tell the
right.
truth.
I mean,
you know,
we can't trust either of them at this point.
no, I mean,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, that's very true. But
But it's maybe so, and maybe because the other thing that kind of came to mind was like, is this also a publicity stunt? And not in the sense of like her losing. I don't think she called up Twitch was like, hey, demonetize my stuff. I
Yeah.
want to be, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she's got 25,000 fucking subscribers right now, right? Like no one is demonetizing, like she's not losing that much money from the ad stuff. But it's my thing is like, is she, like you said, is she basically saying, hey, I can sit here and lie about the ads coming out? And if it is the case, does Twitch have the balls to say, hey, you
Twitch
are
needs to come
lying?
out and
Like,
say something,
hey,
yeah.
guess what? Like, I did send you the shit, right? I don't know. It's kind of, what I mean? So it's like you said, it's who do you trust? Like the devil
Right.
or the snake? Like which one?
And
do you
and
fucking
obviously, I
trust?
mean, you can't just dismiss like what Amaranth is saying because this is definitely something Twitch would do.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
100%,
Like I said, they
you
just came
know?
off a lawsuit with Phantom Lord
Exactly.
for the
So
exact
so
same shit.
you can't just nod it off, be like, nah, that's nothing. They wouldn't do that. No,
Like
no, it's
So I don't know. It's kind of nuts, man.
yeah.
And then moving on, Twitch is still not kind of out of the conversation piece here. Is that what are your guys' thoughts on them? Basically lowering the cost of subs based on where you live at. And there's a bigger reasoning. There's a bigger. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, and I want to see if you guys also feel the way I do around why this is this is an issue or not an issue. So, what do you guys think? You guys care?
I don't care, but I also don't like see a problem with it because like I don't know. I totally understand like people's feelings about like price raises and whatever and what in like different countries and whatnot, and I actually like feel for people who have to pay more for a sub, and I would much rather people have to pay less. Like I am not one to really care like about people subbing or not. I just want them if they want to be able to sub for less. If that's an option, I'm all down for it.
Okay, Bill, any thoughts?
Are they taking like is the price reduction coming out of the streamer's wallet or is it coming out of Twitch's wallet?
more than likely, yeah.
The streamer.
Both.
It's coming out of the nope. It's coming out of the streamer's
coming out of
wallet.
the streamer.
Is it
Yeah.
just
Coming out of the
solely
streamer's
the
wallet.
streamer?
This
That's
is why
There's gonna be
this
a
is
lot
why
of hate
people are
on
pissed
that.
off. This
Yeah,
is
that-
why
that
people
was-
are pissed off about
That
it.
Yeah.
was one thing that I was going to bring up with it too. Was like
I
if
hadn't
they
looked
are
into it, so that was my only question. If it was a even if it was a 50-50, like, hey, we're cutting streamer and cutting Twitch fund,
yeah.
then that's
Nope. Twitch is not reimbursing as it stands right now, right?
So
It could change, but Twitch is not reimbursing the streamer for the cut in
So
revenue that they are taking their.
that's the problem with regional pricing, right? That's the problem with regional pricing on a lot of things, including like video games. You know how people always get up in a tizzy fit about regional pricing, regional pricing, regional
Australia
pricing.
costing
Yeah.
$90
Yeah.
for the same game.
The difference between like what Twitch is doing right now and what like say Steam does. Steam just eats that out of their 30%. Whereas Twitch is going, well, we're not fucking taking our cut. So
Yeah.
you're going to be eating that fucking whatever 14%, 15%, 20%, whatever it is. You're going to be eating that out of your fucking revenue. We're not taking it out of our revenue.
There is gonna be a lot. I mean, there is a lot of people who are probably already upset about that. Personally, I don't care, but like I feel for them because I know a lot of people use, obviously a lot of people use Twitch as their, their income and their source of income and everything. So that's gonna actually hit pretty big.
Well, my thing is why they're targeting these other countries. Which okay, first off, we all know Twitch makes a shit ton of money. They can fucking take the hit. Like they
Oh,
can
yeah.
take the fucking hit and cover
Yeah.
the streamers. But also too, why would you not also go first after like just being like, hey, we're gonna lower the phone cost because it's more money to sub on a phone than it is to sub on a fucking
Yeah.
to sub in person because you have to go through Apple and Google's bullshit to do or no, I think it's just
It's
Apple.
Yeah,
Just
it's
Apple,
Google,
yeah.
Google is 100%. Same
I don't
cut
I don't
for
know if they
everything.
want to mess with Apple's store right now after
I
Epic.
don't know. It's just-
They saw Epic, they're like, whoa, no.
Well, the
Yeah,
reason why it
sucks.
costs you more on Apple is because they are eating the fucking cost for that, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones forking it out. So in order to get the money back that they're forking out for the Apple upcharge for being on their platform, they're upping the charge for the,
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
cost of those things.
Dude, hold on. So Austin, my channel is he's from Australia. He's saying that a $50 fucking price tag is a $119
Yeah.
game. Are you
Yeah.
fucking serious?
A
Holy
$60 game over there is like 80 some odd bucks, I think.
that's
around there.
freaking nuts.
Nah, even more.
That's why a lot of people want regional pricing. But the
Yeah.
problem that you have with regional pricing is again either A, the publisher is going to eat it, whoever's bringing out the game, or B, the site that you're getting the game off of is going to eat into that,
God.
right?
Yeah.
So
That's
it
crazy.
depends on how generous they want to be versus how greedy they want to be.
And this is why Bitcoin needs to stabilize so that we can have centralized currency.
Yes.
That's fucking nutty, bro. That is fucking crazy.
Oh,
And-
Oh
AFK,
my God, you
AFK.
didn't move your mouse.
Damn it,
Quit
bro.
moving your
I'm
mouse, bro.
sorry.
Just like put it on your lap.
That's my bad. My bad.
I'm
Hold
moving
on.
you in again.
Thank
Boop,
you. God
beep,
damn it.
bop.
All right, I'll just remember to move, and I gotta turn my camera back on. God, dude, fucking sick. I hate Discord so much, man.
I don't know if
out-
it's
somebody out-
Discord, man. Like legitimately, we have myself, fucking Scruffy, and Bill have no issues. It's always you.
You guys have had problems with Discord too. Fuck
We have
off.
issues with sound, not the extent
Yeah.
that you
I'm
have on a
having issues
weekly
with
fucking
sound.
basis.
I don't
Well,
have it on
you
weekly
have
basis.
everything.
It
Alright.
literally was.
You have
one time.
issues.
Fuck y'all. Anyway, yeah. Okay. I don't know. Twitch, be better, do better. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys have the money. You can spare a few dollars. Yeah. So, moving on to games that we are playing. I'm very keen. I actually am super excited. I want to start off with Bill because last episode I talked about Resident Evil 8 and obviously
I got angry.
You got
I
angry?
was a nasty Bill.
Oh.
Bill
It
got
was,
angry.
By the way, if you guys are not wanting spoilers for Resident
yeah.
Evil Village, this is the time probably for the next 15-ish minutes. I say would be a safe bet for spoiler warning. I've got it. up
Knowing
in
my
stream
feeling on
title.
this, I think it's gonna go longer than 15.
Well, no, I don't because
Hope
I don't
not.
want to spend.
Yeah,
I don't want to
shit
spend
that
an nauseam amount of time. And honestly, I'm going to try to limit, or at least some of the stuff I want to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
Really, realistically, there's only one part that I want to talk about that is quote unquote spoilish.
I can get my opinions out of the way right now in like a couple of seconds.
Oh, I
So
already
it's
know what
a-
his opinion is.
It's a fucking great
It's a
game.
it's a big opinion.
I love the game so far from what I've seen Bill playing of it, right? I love the game. I've never played a Resident Evil game before, so this is my first introduction. I think it's a good introduction into the Resident Evil stuff because I mean, obviously I had Bill there to explain some of the shit cuz I was kind of confused about like why the dude can literally get his hand chopped off and keep
Uh-huh.
going. But you know, it is what it is.
Just get to it.
And not gonna lie, big milky mommies and their big titties,
God, bro. You are the reason
Not
they
a,
put them
not
in
a.
the game.
I'm
You're
digging
the,
it.
ex-
I'm
you're the,
digging
you're
it.
the, you're the
Hey,
epitome
hey,
of why
hey.
they are in that game.
And the three
I
goth
can't
girlfriends.
yeah I can't be blamed because I like goth GS, bro.
Yeah, man.
Okay, big
No,
titty
I'm-
goth
I'm-
GS.
I'm with
After we
you.
had a 45-minute fucking conversation about Amaranth, and then he's over here about like, give me the milk.
The mommy
Um,
milker.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
That's my
so-
opinion.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And the dollhouse. Enigma loved the dog.
Yeah, fuck the dollhouse, bro. No, I'm good. Like if I ever play that game, I'm just stopping in the dollhouse. Like I'm good. I don't need that kind of fucking fiasco in my life.
So, all right. So here's what we'll do. Guys, if you don't want spoilers for this one thing, it's a very, very minor thing, but I don't want to. I'm just warning everybody. It has no plot point whatsoever that I'm going to mention. Take off your headphones, mute it for give me 3 minutes, and then you can put it back.
Is that all it takes you?
Spoiler alert. That's on a good night, babe. My issue, the thing I was talking about last episode was the fact that they cut the fucker's hands off, right? This dude goes through fucking hell, right? Just literal, just torture. It's gore porn. Damn it, corn. Shit. It's
Oh no,
gore
banned,
Demonetized.
done. He's out of here.
Demonetized.
Demonetized. You're right.
It's gore corn, and they cut the fucker's hand off, and the way that he puts it back on is with the first aid vial. And you brought up a point, Bill. I still have the issue with that in 7.
I was gonna,
Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. Like, I get it. I know the
Have you
plot
watched
point.
all the way through the end of the game?
I watched your stream. I watched your playthrough
Oh, that's right.
all the way
you,
through.
You were there right at the end. So okay.
I know the reasons. I know the lore.
Okay.
But I'm just like, come on, man. There's so many other things that you could have done. Then literally you going and pouring fucking first aid on it in the hand, being like, oh, okay, that's right.
I think it's kind of comical. I like it.
It's good.
In 7, they went a little bit further with it, and he actually had it stapled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because trust me, I had to say when I first saw it in 7, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But I was like, all right, the tendons aren't gonna work. But at least you stapled it on. This dude doesn't even do that. He just literally pours on first aid.
He just screws it in. Like
It just goes.
Again.
I'm like, come on, man.
wait, can you
What Chicken Boy is saying is basically the reasoning behind it. It doesn't matter that it's not connecting tendons or anything because the mold is basically his organs at this point fusing stuff together, and that the first aid vials are actually mold accelerants. That's why they're able to regenerate him so fast.
Do they explain that though? Because I basically started the playthrough and are watching the playthroughs around that point and a little bit before. But did they explain that post
The first aid vials specifically?
the first aid vials, and also that because I don't want to keep referencing it because we obviously said 3 minutes. That part, did they reference that lore part before any of that?
The first aid vials are how they work is brought up in 7, and then that part there is the closure of that part and why it's specific, why the durability factor is there is brought up at that very end when he's talking to the chick in his head.
Right. So that's where I don't have the I think people
In the moment, it's very, very
it's just disjointed,
disorienting.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that they could have done a better job. They could have brought that lore part from the very, very fucking, because it is at the very fucking end. They could have
Yeah.
brought that to
It's the big plot twist, is what it is.
right. And so it's just I feel like that element happening so fucking soon is just it's just really disjointed. Like I said, it's disjointed. It doesn't fit. It or it fits, but it doesn't fit in the right spot. It's like you took the puzzle piece and just jammed it in to fit, kind of to make it work.
Well, I mean, the dude's getting mauled and gored left
Oh,
and
absolutely.
right. So, and after Resident Evil 7, if you look through his house at the very beginning of the game, it has his medical records. It's very clearly there that he still has residual effects from what happened in 7. That's why he's so durable.
But if you're for instance, Enigma coming into it, right, and you're new to Resident Evil 8, which what I will commend the game for, I don't want everybody to think that I'm just
It
gonna
had a
bash
really
this
good
game.
recap.
they connected a lot of stuff. They pulled a Marvel with this. Like I think Marvel is phenomenal about taking little small elements and then connecting them all together. Like again at the very end, like at the end with talking about what I mentioned in chat when you know what I'm talking about, Bill. Like when when that specific thing happened about the history, right? And you learn about it, like you're like, oh fuck, like they pull like really cool elements together and string it together. I think it does a phenomenal job there. But if you're brand new to the series and you're coming into it and you're not knowing, especially coming off of 7, like you don't know anything.
Listen though, if you're coming into a series with your first game being the 8th numbered title in the series, maybe you should reconsider. This isn't like
Right,
Final
but
Fantasy
I'll,
where
I'll,
they're
I'll, I'll be completely honest with you. Like being somebody that's never really tuned into Resident Evil or looked at Resident Evil games or watched Resident Evil games, it really didn't affect me all that much. It just seemed like fucking stupid game logic that most games have. Like
yeah, I don't know.
you have game logic like in fucking the Far Cry series where you get shot by a fucking bazooka, blown the fuck up, and your dude just wraps a fucking band-aid around his arm.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
it definitely.
it just seemed like stupid game logic that I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that it kind of made me think like it's really just a jab at game logic in general. Like it's like a comical kind of way to heal yourself
Yeah.
and everything. I thought it was funny and kind of got a kick out of it.
I did make several comments, and Billy can attest to this. I did make several comments where I was like, dude literally got his fucking fingers jacked off and literally smacked his hand into a fucking wall 2 seconds later. I would be rolling in
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I'm not. So what? So one on the 8th comment. Just keep just to keep everything. God, I gotta move my mic, move my mouse. Just I gotta keep remembering to do that. Is that you're right. Nobody should come into Resident Evil or a Resident Evil game at Resident Evil 8, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, there's nothing that really says you need to play Resident Evil 7 unless you are a Resident Evil person to say, hey, I need to go play that one first. And also too, the marketing behind it, it's not like they made the 8 super prevalent. It's Resident Evil Village, right? And if you've seen the trailers, then you know it's Resident Evil 8. But if you see the intro screens and stuff like that, it's Resident Evil Village, right? So it's like it's not a. That's the only thing I'm going to say. You can argue with me about it or not.
The 8's built into the logo.
I get it. No, I know it is. I know
It's
V111, right?
artsy.
I'm just saying at the same time, God, holy shit, I get it. It's artsy Village. I'm not dumb. I'm saying that if you are coming off the shelf, most consumers are fucking dumb and they're gonna come off the shelf and be like, oh yeah, Resident Evil Village. Let me pick it up and start playing it. Like I've never, Resident Evil. I didn't know there's 7 other ones before this. Like, and they start playing it. That's all I'm saying. Like
I will say before you start anything up, the game is like, hey, do you want a recap of what happened in 7? Like it's like
Yeah.
and you absolutely should do a recap.
It's in your setup. Like you do camera brightness, you do your sensitivity settings, you do your screen width, and it's like, hey, recap time.
That did help a lot too. Like when I was watching it, having that recap done was definitely worth watching because like again, like I said, I've never played an RE game, so having a little bit of backstory as to what we're going into, and again, like I said, plus having Bill there to answer questions for certain sectors, like who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck is this lady? Why is there a fucking baby? Why do they want the baby? I don't understand what's going on. Is this a Fallout 4 again? Do I gotta go and find my baby?
Right, but that's what. So that's what I'm just saying is that it's for people that are, fans of the series like I am. I enjoyed watching the game and watching you play it because of those ties backs, because of me understanding Resident Evil 7, me playing the past ones, me playing from 1 and skipping over 6, all the way through. Like I really enjoyed that.
I'm so glad that
You know what I mean?
6 doesn't have any prevalent plot points, and I'm glad you can just kind of wash over that game and be fine.
No, 6 should be buried in the dirt and never come back again. They do.
I have literally never seen like a segment at all from 6, and I know I don't need to. Yeah,
game.
I know I don't need to.
It's 3 half-assed games rolled into one.
Oh
Yeah,
jeez.
it's literally terrible. But what I'm saying is that like you, Enigma, if you were to just pick this game up and play it, you're not gonna understand those nuances. Which is again, you're playing a game at 8th. Like I get it, you're playing a game at number 8, but I'm just saying, like
what I was trying to get at though is like I don't think that you really needed to. Like I almost feel like me coming into it, yeah, I would have been confused in some of those instances, but like if I dug deep enough into the game, I think that it would have been explained
Yeah,
away.
you could have. No, you could
And
have.
I
mean,
think that getting into 8, they built it so that if people had never played a Resident Evil game, it was familiar
it's
and they
definitely
could get
more.
it, they could pick it up.
Well, it's definitely more on the accessible side for the casual person, not that
Yeah.
hardcore Resident Evil fan, right? Like,
And
um,
what chat's saying as well, 7 and 8 are kind of
oh, they're
self-contained. Like, yes, they all tie into the previous games. There's characters that are coming back from the previous games, but that is like a primary and secondary title that are just
They're just like
this.
crossovers. Yeah.
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 well,
Yeah.
I mean, they're 7 because I did some homework and whatever else, and like the plot for 8 was written like
In
basically
tandem with 7.
midway through of 7. Like they basically knew that this was going to be the MCU style of
Yeah.
Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil 7 was going to kick it off, but again, there are tiebacks, to the first, second, third, all the way, kind of running through the series, kind of things, which is really really nice. To be 100% honest, I was waiting for one name to drop, which I'm not going to talk about here, but I was waiting for one name to drop. I think we all know who that person is.
I don't know that version.
You don't, but people that are fans
Yeah.
of it, like there's you have Chris, who is an iconic character, and then there's this other person who is an iconic character, and I was
Mhm.
kind of waiting for them to show up and they, or at least name drop
Bad guy or good guy?
bad guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think. I think they're done with him. I don't think.
I hope
they're
not. I
done
really
with-
love
That's
him.
yeah.
unless there's a clone. There
Right.
could
Well,
very
that's
well
the
be
thing.
a clone.
Right. Well, I just thought this game too, like the way that they were doing it at the end, to like those little sprinkles that they were doing, I was like, dude, honest to God, the person that was that one letter you were reading, when I was
Yeah.
hoping to God at the end of it, it was gonna be that person. But I mean, obviously, it
Did
wasn't.
you watch all the way to the end of the last cutscene when the car's driving away?
Did I miss that? Maybe
There's
I did. Maybe I didn't.
like once.
Hold on. Is this a
the
spoiler
girl-
that we need to?
Spoiler, kind of. I'm gonna be as vague as possible about it.
Okay.
There's a girl getting into a van. They drive down the road at the very end of the game, and as they're driving, there is a person walking down towards the cars that's driving off, and they stop at that person, and that's where the screen goes black. So
Oh.
you can't get a very good detailed look at who it is, or like all
Is
you
there a
can see
trench
is a silhouette. Very well, like you'll have to go look at the very
Yeah,
final
I'll have to
cutscene.
watch it,
It's
yeah.
it's a silhouette and it looks male, but that's really all you can get at.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely gonna be a 9, which is great.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of people thought I was gonna come into this conversation and just bash the shit out of it, right? I think I enjoyed watching it. It was. I'm glad I didn't buy it because I don't think I would have enjoyed playing it. As
Dude,
much.
the game was so good. I think you would have, if you enjoyed 7. The gameplay itself is a lot smoother than what 7, and lore wise that adds up because military training and shit like that. But honestly, like I've seen a few people call it like say that Resident Evil's going back to the action shooter routes. I didn't get that feel until the very end when they wanted you to.
Yeah.
I was pretty tense through a good majority of the areas. Like the beginning is definitely the scarier aspect, but there's a pretty decent amount of tension throughout the entirety of the game, like that good Resident Evil tension.
I guess my problem with it though is that I watching not only your playthroughs but also other people's playthroughs of it. Um, the so I disagree in saying that it wasn't actually, because I felt like no one ever, there was never a situation like where except for one streamer I watched, but he was an idiot with it, where it was you had a limited amount of ammo. Like most of the times that I was watching people play it, and I watched multiple like of different bosses, of different times, of different things, where it just felt like you had an exorbitant amount of ammo or enough ammo to get through the
don't know.
situation.
Did you
Bill had
watch me?
several. Yeah, I was about to say Bill had
I
several
was
specs.
struggling.
Yeah,
I don't- I mean,
Bill had several
I
points
also
at
played
which
it
he
on
was like,
hardcore.
where the fuck are they? Where the fuck's the ammo? And he was like, he was deliberating fucking shooting.
Were
what are
you
those
playing on the hardest
the
difficulty,
little
though?
crystals or whatever they are? He was deliberating shooting those because he was like, I don't have no fucking pistol ammo.
Oh my gosh.
I was playing on hardcore. I think everybody should play it on hardcore. I think normal mode is too lenient. It was taking even
Yeah, it's
at
normal mode.
endgame. Even at endgame, it was taking me like 7 pistol shots to kill one basic enemy.
The-
I was scrounging pretty well
You
the
got
entire
Yeah,
time. There,
I,
there
you,
were
got- you got
plenty
you
of
got to
segments.
you got to remember that they are building games these days for people that don't like to play games, right? They don't
Yeah.
want to be challenged, and that's the problem we have with a lot of games these days. That's why when we look back at like the Xbox, the original Xbox games and the N64 games, you're like, man, fucking gaming was harder back then, man. It's
The
because it
thing I
was.
well, and I'm sure that's why that's the thing why too. Like when I watched this game, I was like I said again, I enjoyed watching it. Right, I don't think I would have enjoyed playing it. Bill, you say I would. I just like the moment to moment parts of the game, and one of my biggest complaints of it was like when I'm watching you and other people play and they're shooting these things, there was a feeling that you got with the older games. Seven did it, but it did wane off in seven too. But like where if I shot something, I could feel that like you could see the enemy like reel back or whatever else or whatever. There were so many times where I watched you in a boss fight or I watched people in fights, whatever else, where it was just like you shoot them and they don't. It's like they like it hits, but it just doesn't even register, right? It's just like you shoot um something specifically that one boss that you fuck
Spoilers.
yes, god damn it, spoilers. So the guy with the I'm gonna give it a second. Spoilers. All right, the guy with the propeller, and there's two of them. The guy with the propeller when you were running around and you're hitting that back area, right? Or the big dude that you were in the tank with, right?
Yeah.
uh like you're hitting him with these fucking just bazooka shots, and it's just not even like reeling him. It's just like he's just like
It
boom
it
taking it,
it
boom taking it, you know.
it was reeling him if you shot him in the face with them, which
I,
was the intent. I
but
was hitting mostly face shots in that fight, not to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty damn good shot if you know what I mean. And he was actually like recoiling back, pausing, and then like it was enough time for me to gain distance away from him as he was charging at me, which I
but
think is the intent.
for to me that though was that was the and that was him cycling up the animation of either doing something another wave or whatever else or
No,
casting.
you could cancel whatever. Like there was a few, like when he brings the big metal plates up and he's like gonna shoot them out at you.
Right that,
If you shoot him in the head with a rocket when he does that, he will recoil. If he's charging at you with his saw blade and you shot him in the face
right
with the
that
rocket, he would
and
recoil.
and that's fine. I'm not talking about those ones instances. I'm not talking about those specific times. Like there are other times where like in
Move
other
your mouse.
games, yeah, I got it. Any other games where or other ones in the series where like you would shoot someone not in an animation that you're going to cancel, like that is a scripted canceled animation that you hit, but like one where like they were just walking and you'd shoot them and they'd reel back or whatever. There and they did it with a lot of the regular like NPCs, the villagers or whatever. But like when you got to those mid bosses or boss fights, like there was times where I literally saw you in the one in the barn where the guy I can't remember which guy he was, but he was like hopping from like you were running. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but you were in a
The
barn.
axe guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
And the birds were flying in.
yeah, and you're and whatever else, and it's just like you are shooting this dude over and over and over and over and over again in multiple different spots, multiple different places, in his head, in his arms, in his whatever else, and it's just like unless it is one of those scripted things, there was just nothing that like registered in my mind that you hit him. It was just like I know I hit him because my crosshair was on it and there was a spurt of blood, but that was it. And like I to me was like I don't know. I missed that because like I remember in the other games like where you would hit the dogs, you would hit the zombies, you'd hit the bosses, and there would be a little bit of recoil action or
That
something.
hasn't been the case since Resident Evil 4, if I'm being
Let's
real with you.
Five
Resident
had
Evil
that.
4,
Guys,
Five.
let's start wrapping this up real quick.
yeah. I don't know. I feel
I would love to. I'd love Bill honestly. One at sometime maybe this week or whatever else. Like if you're willing to sit down with you and have a discussion just about the game in general, because like I think
yeah,
me and you,
100%.
I would love to do that, right? On there. So Resident Evil again, I think it's a great game to watch. You think it's a great game to play. Then at that point, you're meeting both sides, right? Like there's some really great moments in that game.
One thing I will say about that aspect in general is I'm kind of glad that they don't have like some of the bigger enemies do those kinds of animations, just simply based on the fact that if I shoot somebody and they flinch and it throws off my lineup on the next shot, I'm going to be pissed. if the dude that I'm shooting is constantly like recoiling around, the head's bobbing back and forth, I'm gonna be frustrated because it's making it harder for me to line up my shots. I would rather just some steroided tank walk at me and I'm blasting 3 loads in his face. At least I know those loads are hitting. You know what I mean? Like Brazzer style. Let's go.
Hey, chat's saying they want an RE series playthrough with me and you, Bill.
Oh boy.
I'm down.
Let's make it happen.
Let's play Resident Evil 6. I think that's cool.
Oh God, no! I'd rather play Kingdom
Okay.
Hearts.
Moving on.
Yep.
You don't play
Uh,
Kingdom Hearts?
No. Hood.
Yeah.
We're
Hood.
still all playing Hood. Um,
I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
I
it's a good game.
I think I've been playing it more than you guys, just because I've been playing with Tony.
Yeah.
I've still got gripes about it. Obviously, like there's plenty of stuff wrong with the game currently, but I don't know necessarily if they're gonna fix it or if it's just something that you got to work around. But it's definitely one of those games that you need a team in order to have fun with it, because like playing solo or playing with duos is just it's
unless
hard.
you play
It's rough.
Marianne. Unless you play Marianne. I think
Yeah,
it's really-
they're. I mean,
Even
Marianne
still-
and John as well, dude. Like John is an OP as fuck character when you get him leveled up, man. Like
Everything I've
it's
seen from
rough.
you guys playing, Marianne just wrecks house on everybody.
She does.
Yeah.
She seems
She-
ridiculous.
Well, and you got to preface that as well with a good Marianne, because a bad Marianne, while
Guys,
yes
fuck
is
is Marianne.
annoying, while yes is annoying, can easily be fucking taken care of, right? So it still has a skill base. It's just Marianne is a little bit easier to be a broken champion.
I
in
think
comparison to,
a
like,
good
Robin
little
or-
John compared to a good Marianne
Yeah.
is way better.
Like I smash Marianne's left and right with my hammer, man.
Do
It's
ya?
ridiculous. I do, man.
I don't
Smash
know,
him
man.
right in there.
As a John main, and I feel like I'm a pretty damn good John. Marianne's, man, a good Marianne. I'd rather go up against a good John than go up against a good Marianne, because Marianne's like her ability to be able to like just kill you from behind with that, like in the middle of sight, like you're watching her. I'm like, you're stop circling me like a fucking cat. Like I can watch it, and
Yeah.
if she happens to get behind you, you're done. You're assassinated.
Well,
And nobody else,
and again,
nobody else can do that.
again, there's certain things that I think no, everybody can do that. It's just Marianne is a lot easier at doing it.
Yeah,
And when
with
she throws out her
herself.
smoke bomb
Yeah, and the
and shit.
smoke.
But like the one thing that I can say is like they do need to fix some of the things. Like they need to fix the fact that literally you can assassinate people just by crouching and being in a slightly fucking behind them angle
Yeah.
in order to get that. We've talked about this a couple times. I think they need to make it so that there's like a cooldown timer. If you're spotted, or if you're looked at, or if you're in front of the person and you go behind them, there needs to be a timer to where you need to re-stealth in order to activate assassinations.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. There's issues with their gold
spawn stuff,
systems, their
man.
spawn system, and
Spawn,
honestly,
the
like
crank.
the spawns, I've actually come to
Well,
kind of understand the spawns. A little bit
Honestly,
more.
the
Like, when
spawns
we
on that
were-
one map is really the problem.
it's not though. It's really not. That one map is
Are
just
you-
where we took the chest.
but
It's
that's
literally
still-
down to where you take the chest.
Well, but that sucks. That shouldn't be a situation of you being able to take. You can't take the chest to one spot because it's
It's
gonna.
strategy. Why would you take the chest to a place
No,
where they're right
okay,
next to fucking
so
spawning?
It's not strategy when the only place that you can take that chest to is that back spawn.
No, there's
Is
not.
that back
There's
spawn.
there's
No, it's
three
not.
different
There's
fucking
two.
spots.
There's
No,
two on that
in,
map.
On-
no,
In
that
the
map,
graveyard
there is
map, the
three.
graveyard
in
map.
the
Yeah.
graveyard map, there is three.
Where's the third one?
It's off to the left. There's one in the back behind the church. There's one to the left, and then there's one in the very back. Or right
the
in
boat,
front.
the front of the church. I'd never seen the left
I've
one.
never seen
Yeah,
the left one.
nobody ever takes it to it because most of the time the chest is right there in the church. So
I don't know.
I've
either
never seen
you take it to the back, the dock section, or you take it to the front where their spawn is.
Either way, that I still think that that's like if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna have a spot where, thank you, I was right. The graveyard only has two. It's the fucking graveyard itself and the back
I'm
of the
pretty
ship.
sure it has three.
Well, Tony's
Tony,
saying it's,
yeah, Tony. Okay, if Tony's saying it's two. I thought there was three on the graveyard.
Yeah. That's the only map that I have a problem with, like the spawns majorly, because you can contest the points so easily from each spawn. It's like a challenge to get there, and then we go into the
but
whole
again, it's
crank
strategy.
situation.
But again, it's strategy. If you have somebody that like Tony, I'm glad Tony's in the chat right now because he can back me up. If you have somebody like Tony that is extremely good at capturing points, he's extremely good about getting out there and capturing points, keeping them off the points. And you have somebody like me that's extremely good at capturing
I
or
don't-
taking the fucking
but-
chest over
but-
there and keeping them off the chest. It's all about
I'm
strategy.
not just
You have
talking
to
about
have a
the
good
points, like the capture points. I'm just talking even about the base spawns
Yeah,
in
your
that
base
map.
spawns on that map is literally on the other is mirrored to each other.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is literally run up, go through either if you're John, open up a whatever that gate is called, and let someone go through, or you go up and there's a ladder that lets you go up the ladder, and now you're there, and you can immediately just chuck grenades. You can shoot. arrows.
As Robin, when the enemy or when we were cranking it at the front of the church, all I literally had to do, because we had the spawn on the right side of the map, was climb up a ladder, jump down, climb up another ladder, and I had to angle perfectly on the crank where I was taking them off of it, and that took me less than like 10 seconds to get there.
Again, like I said, I've been playing with Tony for the last like week,
Yeah.
and we have never had an issue like on graveyard. We have won most of our graveyard matches just because we actually have confident
Well,
people.
yeah, I mean, in
fucking
the end of the
popping people
day,
off.
having confident people and like good communication will win you the game.
Yeah,
It's just still that there is a
like
problem
it's
with
the
that
only
spawn
game
point.
that's got shit
spawn.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying that they don't have shit spawns, but I am saying that it takes a lot of strategy.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can win against shit spawns with strategy.
Well, yeah, but I still get pissed off with, shit spawns. But I mean, yeah, no, 100% good strategy and good communication will win you the game.
I'm just saying. My point is that, but this is every game that's multiplayer. Some game, every map has got some kind of map that's got a shit spawn system
Yeah.
or whatever else. My biggest thing, and I think we all can agree, is they need to fucking rework their cranking, how the
Yeah.
win mechanic works, because
No.
The
fact
win
that, like,
mechanic and the money collection, or the money
Right.
like acquired mechanic.
and I think they need to do something with money to make it like, because so for instance, like someone like Tony or even like Enigma or whatever, like you don't really have to play the game a lot to be able to max that game out.
You
to
do
what
now.
you want. Like
They've
no, I'm talking-
patched it out. Like they've patched out. At least with it when it comes to like leveling characters. Yeah, like maxing out your encampments can be a little bit quicker as long as you're winning every match. But yeah,
I mean, it's just after a certain point, like what's the I have all this gold. What am I gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Like,
cosmetics,
you know what I mean? Yeah, but even,
buying cosmetics, buying new shit. That's about all I can think of. The problem right now is that they don't have that many cosmetics to buy, like good cosmetics,
Right.
I should say.
Yeah.
but the game is fun. I will tell you that. Like it's definitely a breath of fresh air in a world where it is just nothing but shooters and.
I've been enjoying it. Like I said,
Yeah.
me and Tony, or myself and Tony, have been hitting it pretty hard. He streams usually, I think it's like a couple days a week, and once I get in there, he's playing solo for most of the day. He's got pretty good win rates on Marianne. He's a very good Marianne. But as soon as like I get in there, we win pretty much every fucking match.
Well, that and they're dropping new characters, right?
Sometime we don't know when. They're dropping a new character, they're dropping a new game mode, and they're dropping a new map.
New game mode out, I'd be
sometime soon.
excited for.
We've been talking about like new game modes that they should come out with, and like the one thing that I came
love
up
a
with
cap
was
the
like
flag.
Cap the flag,
need
yeah.
to-
That's
they need to have like one where the sheriff is a player. I think that would make the whole
If
dynamic
I
of the
daylight
game.
this shit.
Yeah,
And
think
I'd
that would just
actually get
change
to
the
fight
entire
back?
dynamic.
yo.
I think that
Oh,
would change
man.
the entire dynamic of this
Yeah.
game to have like the sheriff be a player character, make him move a little bit quicker, maybe give him some abilities, and then make it so that like instead of killing you, he throws you in jail or something. Like when he captures you, you get thrown in jail, and your teammates actually have to like go out and get you, like go out and break you out of jail.
Like,
Dude, I would
like
love
Left 4 Dead.
like capture the flag style mode, man.
Capture the flag would be cool too.
Yeah,
and then
capture
that
the
might be the
flag.
next game mode coming out. We still don't have.
I
any
mean,
actual
yeah,
information as
capture
what's
the
coming out.
chest. You hold it in your for the amount of time you hold it in your point. Maybe
Yeah,
is the amount of
oddball,
money you get.
like that style.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be
We've
sweet.
we've had several conversations with me and Tony as to like what we would like to see, and like 100%
yeah.
changes on like spawns would be nice. I think that they need to rework their spawn system for sure. You can get past it with strategy to a certain extent, but at times, like Tony said in chat, if you have somebody that's stupid and just takes the fucking chest someplace that's stupid, like if you're on the cathedral map and they take it to the sunken ruins, you're fucked.
Yeah.
100%
Oh,
you're
yeah.
fucked.
Right.
Can you
Yeah.
not move the chest after it's placed?
Nope.
You can't
Nope.
move the chest
You
once
can't.
it's placed.
No.
It's locked in.
That's
spot.
that's an oversight. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah.
They've got some issues with Robin too. I think they
'Cause
need
that
to
could be
rework
trolling.
Robin. Robin's fucking aiming and his hitbox on the heads is
That's
completely stupid.
that is that's my biggest problem with him. It's
They-
so messy when it comes to like his
They
aiming
could
and everything.
so easily fix it too by just making it so you're not shooting out of the fucking center of them. Like,
well, not
Mary-
shooting at the
Mary-
center and then making the head hitbox a little bit bigger, just like slightly.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be an
Because
insane amount.
I think honestly the hitbox on the head, if you were to take the angle, the shot from the center and move it up to the left or right, whichever shoulder.
I
maybe
think
you're
so,
shooting
but
up,
I've
would hit-
even
I don't think you'd have that much.
I
of a
think
issue.
you'd
I don't
still be
know.
having issues
You
with
might
it.
still have issues, but I think what it comes down to is still, well, I haven't played in like a week or so, but it was just like the servers and the connection to the servers was throwing a lot of shots off when they should have
Yeah,
been
registration's
definitely.
just bad.
Yeah, the hit reg probably could have been a little bit better.
No,
wonder what their
I
tick
don't
rate
think it was the server though. I think it was legitimately just the fact that the
It
hitbox
might-
is so fucking weird. Because like
It might have been.
I've done it on non-moving fucking training dummies and inside the base. If you're even like a millimeter off the center of their fucking head, it goes right through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see what their tick rate is too, on there. But
It definitely does need some work though. Like it's not at a 100%, but I think for $30 it's at a good fucking point right now. And
Yeah,
if
it's
they
fun.
continue to bring out content like they say they are going to at a reasonable pace, I think they'll be in a good spot.
Yeah.
Granted,
like I said, it's-
I have noticed they came out with some metrics. One of the websites came out with some metrics that it's lost like 50% of its player base since launch in the last 2 weeks, which is
Yeah.
not amazing, not great, but
Well,
They gotta
it's
reel 'em
not-
back
it's
in
not
with some of
good
the
when
new
you
stuff.
Have a 4v4 kind of situation when you have to have 4 players.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
each team
But
like that.
and really, it's the same thing every match. At a
Yes.
point, you're gonna get bored of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
take a
know.
look at Hood. I mean, it's Hood.
Hood Outlaw Legends,
Outlaws
Yeah.
Legends, yeah.
Outlaws and Legends.
It's again, it's an interesting game. If you like that old school Splinter Cell Spy versus Spy kind of stuff, or Spy versus Merc, this kind of feels that need. It's if you like the Assassin's Creed kind of style, it feels that need. It's
Yep.
really cool. Take a look at. Yeah, we got to burn through some of this stuff. I'm
Yeah,
playing
we can go a little bit later because we started later.
Yeah, Battlefield 4. I'm playing that. If anybody really, I mean,
Cool.
it's a good shooter. It's, Battlefield 3 is probably rated by Battlefield Bad Company 2 is rated the best. I would I like Battlefield 2 personally. I also like Battlefield Desert Combat, which was a Battlefield 1942 mod.
1942 is the best Battlefield.
Yeah.
Change my mind.
Nope, I won't.
And I don't know.
I'm with you.
Joke's on you. You can't change my mind to that.
Yeah, I like I don't know, man. But
Battlefield Hardline's the best.
Oh,
Fuck you. Get out of here.
Nope.
Battlefield
Fucking
4,
kick him out of here.
is really, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. It's just good. It's a good game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Battlefield 5 sucks. Battlefield 1 sucks. One.
No, one was okay.
It's not that great. It's
No,
not
but
comparable.
it was okay. But yeah, I don't know. The only ones I ever played was 1942 and Battlefield 3, and I always thought those were fair shooters.
If you like 3, you'll like 4 a lot. 4 takes the good elements of 3 and makes them better.
Yeah.
They have some issues or whatever else, but like, yeah. Well, we did
So-
get it. We got a 1943, and that was the remake for.
I want a good HD remake of it.
Well, probably not going to happen.
Probably not.
Anybody else playing anything else? You're still playing Kingdom Hearts, right?
Minecraft again.
Minecraft again. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's about
modded
it.
Minecraft with Enigma.
Looking forward to Friday. Fucking Sword of Legends beta is coming out. So
Oh, really? Is it open or closed?
it's you have to buy into it. It's closed.
How much?
Like $30 at the cheap, like $40 actually. I think it's
We'll
really-
see. Maybe.
I just want to play something else. Let me check one real quick.
Still playing Final Fantasy 14.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Billy.
Yeah. New
We're gonna get into
um,
that, bro.
Get that-
We're gonna get into that.
I gotta rush. I gotta get there.
Yes, you do, sir. We're gonna get into that here in a minute.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Started playing Baldur's Gate 3 again.
Really?
Kind
Did
of
you?
dabbling
Nice.
in that, yeah.
The new patch is really good, and a few people in my community have been.
Dude,
back
that
into
druid
that.
looks like I can't
Druid
wait.
looks sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's
Looking
out though,
forward to
right?
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Druid's out. I just haven't really dove too much. I created my
Oh, okay.
character and I
Gotcha.
started dabbling a little bit, but I haven't really done too much with it. But I'm excited about that. And started playing Last Epoch again. as well. They started dabbling. They've updated a whole bunch of shit. I'm telling you guys, if you're a Diablo fan, please go check out Last Epoch. This
Just give
company
us multiplayer, bro.
uh, yeah, I want multiplayer badly, but they're
Yeah.
doing some incredible shit with that game, and it's poised to be a phenomenal fucking Diablo game.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to have multiplayer like a year and a half ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said why. They've mentioned multiple times as to why they.
I'm
they
I'm
don't-
not gonna fault them for it, but it would be nice to have it soon.
Yeah,
Because I do want to jump into it with you to have another isometric to play.
yeah, it's really really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going on remakes and going on kind of new things. Days Gone. We mentioned this last podcast, but and I was actually kind of wavering on it. And actually, after watching a bunch of people play it and reading a bunch of stuff that they've added to it and what the game is, I think I'm gonna actually pick it up and play it. To be 100% honest.
The game's good.
Dude,
So-
I've seen the game and I've never really seen like what is so bad about it.
It
like,
released in
there's
a really
some
shitty
things-
state. It released in a terrible.
I
state.
never really watch it then. I watch it like, you know, probably a
Yeah,
year after
it
release or
hardly-
whatever.
It hardly worked. It hardly worked
was
on
one of
fucking
the-
consoles.
It
hardly
was-
worked on
okay.
PC.
It was
But
one of
then-
those 30 FPS maybe
Yeah.
type games. There's a
It
lot
was,
of.
it was, it
That's-
was a
the-
hype game. It was a launch game.
That's
well,
definitely
not
rough.
launch, but it was a hype game for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it looked good when I watched it. I was like, dang, this actually doesn't look too bad. So
Is the driving elements of it still super bugged?
No, from what I've seen,
Okay.
because I played it on PS4 for a
Yeah,
little while. Like,
yeah.
I played a little bit of it. Didn't get very far into it, but because it was just such a buggy mess. But this port, from everything I've seen, everybody I've heard, they're like, this game is phenomenal. Like this game is the most well done port we have played. There's no
Isn't it-
bugs, no issues, no hard crashes, no
Hmm.
nothing.
Isn't it full price on
Nope,
PC?
$40.
Oh, okay.
40. I'm actually more surprised by that too. Honestly.
This
I'm
this
I'm
game-
surprised about it, given the fact that, granted, the dude I don't think works for him anymore. But like
I
they
know.
had one of their recent.
Sorry, $50.
They had
Okay.
one of their lead I think it was the head developer or something like that come out on a podcast recently and be like, you know, if you guys wanted a Days Gone 2, you should have bought it at full price when it fucking released, because
Yeah, I remember you
blah, blah, blah,
talked
blah.
about that.
And I'm like, I see what you're saying, but release a fucking game that works and maybe I'll fucking think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has
Oh.
like another aspect of this game's release is it's got like the reviewer community really mixed, and like they're real fucked up right now because reviewers that rated the game extremely poorly before for reasons that were not specifically just for like how the game ran and stuff like that, like the bugginess, but for like fundamental gameplay aspects and stuff, are now rating it super highly for those same gaming aspects that they like
Interesting.
shot it down for
Huh.
before. Like like
So
the
now they're
horde mechanic
backtracking.
is now being praised as like one of the best zombie game mechanics to like ever come out. And back then it was a point of frustration where it made the game unplayable because
Oh, yeah,
people
it was-
felt like it was too hard.
Well, not only was it too hard, but it also too it just was buggy. I mean, it just was
Yeah.
because of the bugs that were in it. It would like there were many times where like I got to a point where I got to experience that horde, and when I was the horde literally crawled over me. Like it was just like I had a dome and it was just crawling over me, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I could like the game just wouldn't work. Right. I have not
Yeah.
seen that in this state, and like I said, everyone I've talked to has said like the game is like these kind of things, like you said, are praising that horde mode or horde stuff, and they also added a lot of things. I mean, the whole concept that you're gonna bash people, and Jason Schreier is one of the ones too that like whether you like him or not, I don't
We
know,
started with Jason Schreier.
but like he is just like, oh well, reviews should be artistic and blah blah blah, and I take him that way, and I disagree. Like I'm sorry, I
you
really
saw, you saw that conversation with him
Yeah.
and Co the other
yeah
day.
yeah I did, and I agree with Co. Like no, it should not be a reviews aren't an artistic thing. Reviews are I play the game and I give you the good, I
Yeah.
give you the bad, and I tell you whether the game is worth it.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be up to fucking opinion based bullshit in the most part. With when it comes to like actual professional games journalists, they should have played the game. They should fucking give you a downright like 100% review of it
Yeah.
rather than just going off of what they feel. Thoughts
And-
and feelings.
And I mean, you can have now this. The flip side of that is that you can have people that, just like I said, me, Resident Evil's 8. I prefer to watch it. Bill prefers to play it, right? You can have like, you can still have that flip side to say like, yes, they're still opinion based because maybe you're not into the zombie games. But if you're not into zombie games, why the fuck would you buy the game? Why would you play the game? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes,
So
but there's one difference between you and Jason Schreier. You're not getting paid to do the review.
how do you know that? Dude, I got a phone over here that's got Sony's fucking headquarters.
Well,
Uh,
where's our fucking Sony sponsorship, bitch? Come on.
I'm working on getting more people PlayStation 5s, dude. Chill.
You getting that silicone yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about this game that I have an issue with, and I had an issue when I first played it, and I still have an issue. Like their stealth system mechanics, where it uses like this Splinter Cell technology of where you can like see through walls and kind of see what's going on around you. Like if you're stealth, it almost like a ping kind of system.
Hmm.
I have a problem with that because I'm like, dude, this is just some biker dude that has no special powers. He's got nothing, like no technology. Why the fuck are you able to see these guys around the
You
wall?
rolled really high on perception.
I guess, man. So that's the kind of thing that's just like, what the fuck? Like,
Or he's just really high. Who knows?
but what I do love about him is this character he's a biker. Like if you like The Walking Dead, like he is Daryl. And he has those moments where I think everybody looks at him and is like, oh, he's just a brute or a ruthless murderer. And he's murdering hundreds of thousands of people, right? But he still has a very real side to him, which I really like.
I will say, from what I watched of the actual like gameplay and the actual story, I thought that the story seemed pretty cool, but
Yeah, I
wasn't
mean,
willing to.
this is one of the ones where I think I am going to pick it up, and I am actually going to play it on stream. I'm actually kind of excited to play it, and go through it. So, yeah. The Another game got remade, and I don't know if I don't know your guys' feelings about this, but I wish they had not done this. Mass Effect Legendary.
I hear it's really good.
Where's my Miranda booty?
I've seen
Have-
a lot. I've seen a lot of like positive impressions on the Mass Effect stuff.
So I think it's too soon. I don't.
I mean, I agree, but we're also getting a Last of Us remake here soon, so
Which is fucking stupid.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh
Last
wait,
of
no,
Us
I
is-
heard about that. Yeah, no, I did. That'll be the
No,
second one too.
I hear that it's very, very good. I hear that aside from a few like stuff in I think Mass Effect 2 and 3, they kind of gave it the Spyro treatment where they really fine-tuned 1 down to a science, and then 2 and 3 seem like they were a little bit rushed because they spent too long on the first one. But I still hear that they're really, really good.
Who in here has played through 1, 2, and 3?
I've never played a Mass Effect. I wasn't into that series.
I've only played 1. I've watched.
I haven't played 3
and
all the way through
3.
3, but I've done 1 and 2.
Okay, so I have played 1, 2, and 3, and the reason that I say that this is too soon is because I really remember playing those games, right? And not saying that remakes shouldn't be that, but like it is very fresh, and I am very salty. In the shocker, right?
They're
I
always salty.
I am very salty for one specific reason, and that is because the game was pitched as like your choices matter. Everything that you do really is important to the storyline. And yeah, don't get me started on Andromeda. Don't get me started on that. But you play, your choices matter. Your journey with Shepard is really important. They really did that with 1. They really did it with 2. And when you get to 3, it's like, what's the point? Because these things that were fuck.
But
Damn it.
Yeah,
you gotta
one
move it
job
back.
sent in.
No, I don't. I gotta host this fucking thing. I gotta go through these stupid topics, and I gotta move my fucking mouse. So anyway, that you go
Oh no.
all your what?
Oh, I thought you were just cut out for me. It might have just been my end, but you froze totally. I was like, no.
no, he froze on my end.
Bad timing. I was like, it's over.
It just doesn't matter. Like your choices, just literally in 3, they just all these things that you set up just are like, no, we're gonna decide what you do. Like we're gonna decide what? You know why? And it's just like that's really
So,
disappointing.
so,
It,
so what does that have to do with the remake?
because it's something where like what's the point of me playing through 1 and 2 and then knowing that there is a dumpster fire at the end, right? Like I guess the thing is like it, if you went to sat down, like you're not going to go to a restaurant where you're like, well, the drinks are great, the napkins are great, but the meal sucks, right? Like it just you don't do that. Like you know what I mean? So like it's just one of those things of being like, oh, like
What are you
if
talking about, bro? I collect napkins, man.
okay, I think they should have waited a fair amount of years. Like there's still time. I think that this game could have been remade. And I know
They
why they're
couldn't because Andromeda fucked up so hard. They had to get some kind of monetary gain back from the fucking franchise.
they're not doing it because of Andromeda. They're doing it because they want to not reboot, but like they're about
Yeah,
to.
they're doing it because they lost so much money on Andromeda and they need to make more money back.
Yeah, well, it's not good. Like it's
It,
I just I not
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation because people would have been like, maybe not with 3 specifically, but if you go and change too much stuff, then you're gonna piss off like the loyalists.
Yeah.
oh, I don't think they should have changed. I'm not saying they should have changed it because there's not unless you're going to rewrite that whole fucking game, you're not going to change 3. The point of it was saying is like was anybody really clamoring for this? Like, was anybody clamoring to have a remake? Just like kind of The Last of Us. Is like anybody really fucking clamoring to have The Last of Us remade?
I know of a few people that were excited about the Mass Effect remake.
I mean,
And like I said, I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing but praise as far as the quality of the port itself. Like I've heard that
Yeah,
it's a really
that's
good port.
you're
And
you
right.
get
No,
you got to look at this this way as well. Was anybody really clamoring for the 18th fucking remake of Skyrim? You know, year one edition. You know, no, nobody gives a fuck, but they're still
they
gonna fucking
didn't
release it
remake
because
Skyrim. They just released it on different platforms.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The re-release of fucking Skyrim on the 18th fucking time with an HD graphics pack. Nobody
and
fucking
also
asked for that,
to
but they
put it
still
in
fucking did it
perspective,
because they need money.
to put it in perspective, the Demon Souls remake was there's only 1 year apart between the original Demon Souls and the original Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, but Demon Souls is a better. Deep,
I don't know much about. I mean, I don't know much about Mass Effect, but that's a really story-driven game, right?
extreme. The
Compared to Demon
very story.
Souls.
The whole premise of that game was that your choices are the big thing.
Yeah,
What matter makes a big difference.
I understand what you're saying, Sin. It's like it's so
Why
fresh
not?
in your mind still. It's like you've gone through all that like that entire game still, and it's like you're
So
playing the story just again, and you know everything.
Well,
So
not even
what you're
necessarily-
saying is that the product itself is just a flawed product, so
right.
they shouldn't
Third,
be.
the third one is the fucked up problem. Like if
Yeah.
the third one was not like I think you're right. Like the UI is way better. The experience is better, but it's like my experience is better until I get to 3. Like then when you get to 3, it's just like this
I
fucking
mean
blows.
that I hate to say it like this, but that sounds like a you problem as far as that. And I
Oh.
understand that the community like openly dislikes 3, but still,
This
like
coming from someone that's never played a game, never played
I
the
played
game.
1, but I understand where people are coming from with that. But to say that because 1/3 of the end goal product is suboptimal, we should just damn the other 2/3.
No, I'm just saying I'm not damning Mass Effect as a whole. If I want to damn Mass Effect, I'd sit there and say Andromeda was the biggest hot garbage piece of shit that
I
they
mean it
released.
was, and nobody will
They sh-
argue with you.
They should have. That is what fucking knifed the
That's the
series.
70.
Like,
That's the 76 of
Yeah.
BioWare.
Yeah.
but my thing is like you could have chosen Star
No,
Wars.
Anthem is the 76
right?
of Bioware.
You could have chosen KOTOR and KOTOR 2 to remake.
Wait, the people who made
And-
Mass Effect made Anthem too?
BioWare.
Yeah, Bioware.
I didn't
Well,
know that. That's
EA
wild.
made a fucking Anthem. Let's be honest. Like
I mean, it was still
Still.
Bioware. It was still labeled
Yeah,
under
no.
Bioware. It was still the same. It was still the same fucking Bioware that made Andromeda. So
it's. I just think that they could have gone with KOTOR. Like KOTOR would have been a
no,
better
100%.
because that game you're talking huge. Like most. In fact, I will ask here: how many of you guys have played Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic?
Me.
No.
Neither. Right. Neither one of you guys. So experiencing that game right now, remade, redone, upres.
I will say I have heard rumors that they are making a remake of KOTOR.
I hope they do, but I think that would have been the better choice in this situation versus Mass Effect. I think you could have given Mass Effect.
Yeah, Yeah, but I think that it was an easier push for in Mass Effect than it was for KOTOR because
Of course it was.
considering the fact that EA doesn't have the publishing rights anymore for Star Wars, I think it's a kind of a
Holy fuck, KOTOR was built on the Xbox One or
yeah
Xbox. the
yeah.
original Xbox.
I think it was a bit of an easier project for them to be like,
Yeah, I just
remake like a 20 some odd year old fucking game versus remaking like a 10.
I think that would have been the better choice here. And again, people remember Andromeda. Like Andromeda has soured
yeah.
so many fucking people from Mass Effect.
Well, it's like fucking again the 76. You know, from this point forward, Bethesda will forever be known for making Fallout 76. From this point forward, BioWare will forever be known as the people that made Andromeda and Anthem.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm just saying stop it 2. Like you don't need to finish 3. Like, just stop it 2. It's not worth it.
I do kind of agree with Bill though. I think that is kind of your problem. I'm sure there are people out there that like 3 and we're very excited that they fucking remade 3.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that stop.
I'm aware that you know a lot of people.
Okay.
But I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there that are like, fuck yeah, they remade 3.
And without the multiplayer, I wish they would have made the multiplayer. The multiplayer for 3 was great. Which is hard to say in a Mass Effect game because that didn't exist until 3. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying.
I will say as well, just really quickly, just to make a comment, Chicken Boy. Yes, I do agree. Most companies are known for making their iconic games, but when they fail as hard as they did on Andromeda and on fucking Fallout 76, you're known for your failures.
Or your iconically bad games.
Yeah.
It's like Cyberpunk, right? CDPR will forever be known as fucking bumbling up on fucking Cyberpunk from this point forward. Yeah, they'll be known for being the people that made, the Witcher series,
Mhm.
which was amazing, but they will always forever from this point forward have that saying of, man, you guys literally released Cyberpunk in that state.
Yeah.
How dare you fuck it up? Yeah. Well, moving on to something else that developers fuck up, and they continue to fuck up, and it just doesn't seem like they care. Is Cash Shop's New World?
Nobody was surprised.
Yeah. No, 100%.
They
Surprised. I think they
The
were
thing,
surprised.
the thing that I was most surprised about was how
The
they fucking
jargon.
handled it.
yeah.
Well, I don't think we were surprised because we
Mm-mm.
are cynical asshole. I'm a cynical asshole, but I think we are
I've
cynical.
been, you and I have been saying it from the start that it was. I mean, technically, I've been saying it was going to fail from the start. You were kind of on board when they came out with that alpha, and then you were like, "Fuck that game."
Well, yeah, and until they dicked me over, and then also
Yeah.
to what that game, really started to also be. Yeah. So if you're not aware of this, if you guys are, and there'll be people in our chat that I know that are excited about New World. And again, let's. This is a perfect opportunity to just say there are.
You do you, boo boo.
Bill could care less about Hood. I could care less about, or I say like the Mass Effect thing is bad.
You like Kingdom Hearts though, right? You Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, I can't stand Kingdom Hearts. You guys like Kingdom Hearts. There's a lot of I can't stand things, and these guys love things. Hey, look, just because we don't like them doesn't mean that that's the way
Yeah.
it is. Like, go out and if you're excited about New World,
Be
fucking
excited.
get
Yeah.
excited, man.
Yeah,
Hype
man.
it up. Love it to death because that's what makes gaming great.
Yeah.
Who were we talking to the other day, Scruffy?
Lakeham.
Lakeham.
Yeah.
Like we were trying to talk to Lakeham about it. And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't know about all this shit." And I'm like, "Bro,
I don't want to dishearten
don't-
you.
yeah, don't let me say
Yeah.
this shit stop you from being excited about the game."
'Cause we-
I'm
100%
I'm a
we can be
cynical
wrong
asshole
still.
that can be cynical about
Yeah.
that kind of shit because I've literally been through it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
If you're excited about a game, fucking play it. I was excited about Cyberpunk.
I
played
was
it,
excited
man.
about Fallout 76.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so again, be excited about the game. Love the game. Be hyped for it because that's a part of the experience, right? Don't let anybody
Yeah.
dampen it. We are just here to also inform you of things that you may not have known about, or just kind of spread some of our wisdom out there, right? To be wary. Again, it was Amazon. Amazon is notoriously bad for just.
They don't have a good track record with their games right now.
No, they don't. So like with this, they came out and everything was like, oh, we're taking our time to experience it, and we're taking our time, to get everything right, and blah blah blah. And then there's this little snippet about being like, oh, by the way, yeah, it's gonna only be cosmetics at the start,
At launch.
right? It's like,
At
At
launch.
launch.
Yeah.
Their exact legal jargon
Yep.
was nothing. None of the fucking products inside the shop will alter your gameplay at all at launch.
At launch.
yeah,
At launch.
Yep.
At
at
launch.
launch.
1 week later. All right, guys, here you go. There's always all
to
the
win,
freaking
let's
boosts.
Yeah, and
and they continue to. The worst part is like they continue to stick by it. Like,
Yeah.
to this day, they came out with another fucking post today on, I think it was today or yesterday, on Twitter, that was like they were replying back to a bunch of people that were still had concerns about it, and they were like, yeah, there's not going to be any fucking products in our fucking cash shop that will adversely affect or affect your gameplay
At launch. At launch.
and it's like, come on, guys.
oh man, they're just gonna ride that to the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
Well, they have
They're
to,
gonna
man.
ride it
They
until
don't- they
launch,
don't
bro.
have- like, they've failed on 3 other projects.
It's either they admit that they plan on throwing stuff in there, or they ride. The,
Oh, they'll
the
never
fine
admit
print.
it. Yeah, they'll never admit it until the point that they actually add it in. But yeah,
Man, I tweeted out, like, I said I am fucking starved. Me and Enigma both are starved for a good MMO, a new MMO. Let me not say a good MMO, because there's like Final Fantasy is a good MMO.
Yeah.
We are starved for a new MMO, like that is good. And I haven't had it since WildStar, really.
Same.
And I was excited for New World when I played that alpha, and then I played the alpha, and I put a lot of time in the alpha, and I got to where I was like, this is very shallow. And then now they're saying that it's not, and they're saying they've added a bunch of dungeons and stuff like that. But like, I've seen it, I've watched it, and I'm still like, I still see a lot of the same problems before. Like, you didn't fix the core issues that this game
Yeah.
was.
Are hatchets
Well,
still OP?
and they're still having, like, to this day, even to this day, and they're supposed to be releasing in the next couple months. They're still having fucking identity issues as to whether they want to be a PvP game
Well,
or a
they want
PvE
survival
game.
game.
Yeah.
So, it's still like
They've
they're
done away
still
with
at
the survival. I think that
Like-
one's been pretty well chopped off of
Yeah.
the potentials. So
Like, they added
between
in-
those two.
They finally added in dungeons, which, hey, fucking toot your horn. Finally, you got some dungeon content in there.
I heard they
But
weren't
from
all that
every-
great.
What's that?
I heard they weren't all that great. I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's what I was
anything
gonna
on
get
them.
at.
Yeah.
Is from every content creator that I have heard from and watched their videos about, they're like, yeah, they're dungeons, but they're mediocre at best.
Yeah. Like you could just kind of like just run through them. Like
The
it's
one
not
the one that I
much
was watching was, I
compelling.
think, Kira TV, and he was saying that they were down 2 people and they were still running the dungeon without any issue. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 5-man dungeon or
Well,
whatever.
it's the problem where it lies what I think ESO had when it first came out. All your ESO fans, don't fucking flame me, but ESO when it first came out had a real identity crisis around dungeons specifically, where it was like they didn't have it nailed down with the mechanics of like how well it was supposed to, like who was tanking, who had aggro, who was healing, who was and honestly, like Guild Wars 2 had that same thing where it's like who's fucking healing, who's not healing, who's the tank, who's whatever. Like, I hate to say it, but like in an MMO, thanks, Aus. In an MMO, the Trinity system works because the Trinity system works. Like dungeons are built around aggro, heals, DPS. It's hard to fucking
Is there a way for an MMO to break out of the Trinity system though?
I
'Cause
don't
I
know.
watched
there
the video.
is.
I watched the video on the
Uh,
Trinity system the other day, and even when a game is designed not around a Trinity system, the community tends to cycle it back to a Trinity system, even if that's not the intended route, simply because it's min maxing and it's
man.
efficient.
Yeah, it's just hard
I
because
mean,
like,
there's MMOs out there that aren't focused around a Trinity system.
yeah, but how well do they do? Like
I
how
mean,
well?
Black Desert isn't centered around a Trinity system, and it does extremely well for itself. You might not like it, but
Does
it
that game have
extremely well for
dungeons?
itself.
Black
It does
Desert-
now. It does actually.
And
Oh,
the
so it's an
community
actual
doesn't,
MMO
like-
now.
Yeah. It's got
It's an,
dungeons now.
it's just an
So
MMO.
how do the dungeons work in that game though?
It's
like,
just it's a what's it called, an instance system that you queue up for and pop in.
Is it just like a I don't know, just like a kill fest then? Like it's just like kill rooms.
Yeah, I
and,
mean
like,
it's BDO. It's
Yeah.
You gather up and you kill a bunch of shit.
essentially kind of what it becomes is turns into almost like a Monster Hunter, essentially where you're just bashing.
Well,
the shit,
yeah.
yeah.
so
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But I
You
mean,
can't
in
get
that
away
case,
from the
yeah,
Trinity
it
system.
did get away from it.
The
But
problem is to answer your question, Bill. For me personally, I think it's extremely difficult because, like you said, even if there isn't a Trinity system there, the community starts to bring that community system, the Trinity system, in because it's like I like to play healers, I like to play tanks.
Yeah.
I want to play those roles. That's what I want to do. If I'm a DPS, I don't know how to tank. If I'm a healer, I don't know how to DPS. Like not saying you don't know, but you're not familiar with it. So it's
I mean, it's
I
a
don't know.
tried and true system. I think everyone just loves it so much. Like it's just the way to play MMOs,
Well, and
honestly.
I think that that ESO does a really good job with it as well. Like they do have a Trinity system, but you don't have to abide by it, right? Like you
Right.
can go into a dungeon without a fucking healer, without a tank, and do just fine. It's just it's a little harder, it's a little tougher.
Yeah. So I don't know. So New World doesn't have that system necessarily. Like it does.
Oh no, it has a Trinity system. New World, they with the dungeons they added in it. You have to have a tank, you have to have a healer,
Yeah,
you have to have DPS.
the video I was watching of which I need to go look at exactly the name.
I
It gives
I think it's more like ESO where you can do it as a Trinity or you don't have to.
I didn't see the couple times I saw him run that dungeon. It was just kind of like a fucking free for all mayhem.
Yeah, it is 100%.
All mayhem.
Yeah, no,
So
100%. It's just that you get in there and you spam right click and left click as much as you can.
Yeah.
yeah. And
But,
for Amazon, I don't think it's good to have a game that does not have an identity. Like they that and because they've got games that have identities that they just fucking killed. Like they
Yeah.
just
No.
destroyed. So
Well, that's why I think they're moving towards this whole. They're trying to push towards this whole, cash shop bullshit, is because they know that there is a huge hype for New World, and they need to recoup money for the past 3 fucking games that they've had to completely act.
it's gonna be a BR soon anyway. So don't worry about it. It'll be Amazon New World Fortnite.
Maybe,
Guess
Who
I'll drop it
knows?
off like ship.
but again, just to reiterate on it, if you guys are excited for it, fucking play it, have fun with it. Good, you do you, boo boo.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, have at it.
I mean, everything that we say can be subject to change, and we could be totally wrong. You never know. So have your hype.
Except
with
for
it.
Elden Ring, it's going to be the best game that ever
Elden
comes
Ring's
out.
never
when-
releasing.
when
Elden Ring is never releasing. Just give it up, Bill.
Yeah.
I can't. I
yeah.
can't.
So, another MMO that is out there and doing really well, and we all play, is Final Fantasy 14 and Endwalker. We had the final release date came out through FanFest. We had the Reaper
Yeah.
class was revealed there. We got male bunny people.
And
Plural
female
buff
Hrothgar.
cat.
And female
Yeah.
Hrothgar, yep.
And we also are you can have a Butterfinger mount, which is kind of cool.
That's already out. You can.
Oh, I
it
have
looks
that,
like a
yeah.
penis.
It's a dingleberry.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking penis.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, no,
yeah, go ahead.
it's looking really good. I don't want to
Now,
give
is
too many
this
spoilers.
the last expansion that they're doing, or is this just
We don't know.
the next? Okay,
don't
so
know,
they
it's just the
haven't
next.
announced whether this is.
I have
actually the
a
finale.
feeling that it might be the last because the way that they're kind of ramping things up. I mean it's called Endwalker.
Yeah.
The initial fucking trailer talks about how the world is burning. Everything is going to shit. But then again, Final Fantasy has always done that kind of thing where they're like, hey, the world's fucking going to shit. Oh, hey, by the way, we're making another one, so don't worry about it. The world's still here.
Hey,
It's
the next.
it's a realm reborn.
Yeah, Realm Reborn. I've been kind of contemplating if this is going to be the last one. I'm curious if they have it in them to make another MMO. I'm
They
not
have
sure that
They
they.
get too much fucking money from this game.
Yeah, I'm not
Uh.
sure. I'm not sure that they've got enough in them to make another MMO. I hope that they do. I hope that they make another MMO with like an action combat, like the Final Fantasy 15's combat would be kind of cool in an MMO. I think. I
They tried
personally
to
think
do
that way.
that with Final Fantasy 15 had the Crown's Guard DLC where it was kind of like team-based open
Yeah.
world, go out and do things.
Well, you've got
I-
16 coming out as well, which is the 15 combat, but it's also like an open world Final Fantasy, from what I've heard.
Yeah, and it looks more polished. It looks more
It
Devil
does.
May Cry-ish
Yeah.
than it does, which I think is a good thing. I think that's a
I think
good
it looks
direction
really
for
nice.
the franchise. But I could honestly see them doing an actiony open world type situation. I think Crown's Guard could have been like a testing ground for that.
No,
Well, I think
I personally think getting back on 14 though. They've released some really cool information. Obviously, really stoked for fucking Reaper because that was. While they didn't go down the route that they thought they were going to go down, it's enough of going down that route that I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
It
I'm
looks
on
just
board.
like the Reaper from Guild Wars, and I'm pretty pumped about that.
You still got a ghosty goo that you're controlling.
You do,
Yeah.
well, and I'm not entirely sure you do. I think that ghost is just an ability that
particle
pops
effect.
up. Yeah, it's an ability that pops up. So Final Fantasy is really bad with these. Like, it's got one summoner class, right? Well, it's got two. It's got the conjurer,
Scholar, and
summoner,
then yeah.
Fairies and then
and the
monsters, yeah.
scholar. But most of their classes these days, if it has a pet, it's like an ability that pops up for a couple seconds. I call them turret mancers or turret, whatever you want to call it. So I'm assuming that's probably what's going to happen. From the trailer that they released, it looks like that's what's going to happen. It's going to be an ability that pops up, like on an ultimate, or their limit break. It might be their limit break where the Reaper pops up, because it did look really flashy. The ability that popped the Reaper up looked extremely flashy for being just a normal ability.
There's no class in the game right now that has access to death spells, right?
I mean, other than
Black
the
Mage
Death
does.
Knight, that's like kind of themed around it. No, I don't think so.
I thought the Black Mage had some.
No, Black Mage is all about explosions.
So there's
Black Mage
always
is all about fire.
there's always been death, there's always been petrify, and there's always been banish. Those are always like the kind of three
Yeah.
insta win moves.
I don't think we have too many of those. No,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm
It
not sure that
wouldn't
we
make
have
sense
anything
in
like
it.
that.
It wouldn't make sense in an MMO, but
Yeah, yeah. So it looks good, man. Like I'm excited for it. I think that for the Inner Edge boys, they'll be happy about it. Because it's a very edgy class.
dude,
Oh, yeah.
going from
Um,
Shadowbringer into Endwalker with the Reaper, the Edge Lords are
Yeah,
just-
man.
Yeah.
Like last expansion was extremely edgelordy, and this one's just going even further, man. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get too far into it because it's a lot of spoilers. I know that you guys haven't been through the content. I know a lot of our users haven't been through the content, but
right.
like from what I've seen, just from what I've seen on the trailers, it's gonna hit hard, man. Like, this is gonna be a good expansion. The main cities, like there's a new main city that looks like it's like an Atlantis-based city. It's like a port city or like an ocean city. Looks fucking gorgeous, dude. Like that little cinematic sprawl that they had with it. Oh, I was like, oh, that's looking good.
You know what I'm most excited for? It's gonna be a lot more cutscenes for me to skip.
Yeah.
What got me hyped was they gave like it seemed like they just gave the composer free reign for the trailer and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that track for the trailer was all over the place, and I was not upset with it in the slightest.
Yeah,
Wasn't he
I mean that's
battling-
Final Fantasy, man. In general, they
Wasn't
just
he
kind of
battling
I like how
cancer?
they sync classical with
Um,
like rock to like.
Was it the
He-
like,
composer
synthwave.
or it was the?
It's the lead composer, yeah.
Yeah.
Lead composer. That was one thing I was going to bring up. The one thing I do like about the Final Fantasy, like dev team and the Final Fantasy community in general, is like the amount of like sincerity behind their events. Like when they do this, you can sincerely see that, or you can extremely see that they are sincere with their their devotion to their community and their game. Yoshi P is literally, he lives and dies for Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like when he comes out on there, he's like, we do this for you, and we show it in the fact that we continue to bring out content for you that's worth your fucking money, you know. And the one thing that kind of hit me hard was, the lead composer came out and said that he during the end of Shadowbringers going into Endwalker, he had contracted cancer, and the entire time they were composing the music and developing Endwalker, he was in the hospital, and he didn't want his team to have like an adverse work environment, or like have anything happening where they were slowing down. So he didn't tell anybody. The only
Yeah.
person he told was Yoshi P and the lead CEO. And yeah, that's insane. That's dedication right there, man.
Yeah.
To be
It
fighting
is.
cancer and continue, especially in Japanese work ethic, where like 40 hours a week is like nothing to them.
Yeah.
Like he was still working his full hours at the office, or not at the office, doing composing in his hospital bed, which is crazy to me, man.
That is
Yeah.
wild. Good on him. From what
And-
I heard of the trailer and moving forward, the music and Final Fantasy's always been like this, man. Final Fantasy always hits like Final Fantasy is one of those franchises that the music, even if you don't like the games, you can still appreciate that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I hated 8. I love the score for 8.
And the good news is that he's in full, almost in full remission. I think he's in remission, and
That's
they're
good.
working towards full remission right now. So
Yeah.
That's
um
amazing.
yeah, he's a really funny guy, man. Like, I was impressed, man, for somebody that like literally has had cancer, and you know, he hasn't said it, but I assume he just barely got out of the hospital or has been out of the hospital for a very short amount of time. He was up on that stage fucking dancing and singing his heart out, man. Like, I was like, that's crazy, dude. Coming right out of cancer and going into a live event to
Yeah.
do the shit that he did. That's
I'm sure.
awesome.
I'm sure though that that's what he would want, right? It's not like
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
doubt he would want to do anything. That would probably lifted his spirits more than anything. So
Probably, yeah. I would imagine. But yeah, it's looking good, man. Like, the entire expansion's looking good. As long as they keep the quality up to what Shadowbringers was, it'll be a great expansion.
yeah,
Awesome. You know what's also really awesome? I wanted to really quickly say was so the community of Final Fantasy. A buddy of mine actually just like sent me this. They're all paying their respects to the author of Berserk, who did just like
Berserk,
pass
yeah.
away, unfortunately. In a way of like just paying the respects by all standing in Udon, like just just standing there in lines and whatever. It's really good to see the community do stuff like that.
That
Pretty
was
sweet.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I think you see that too in just a lot of like MMOs. I mean, things that we
Yeah.
put that. I remember so many times in WoW, of seeing just people that played WoW,
Mhm.
pass away or big to the community where they've done funerals for them and
You had Reckful's community, right?
Dude,
When
yeah.
Reckful died, there was a huge outflux or influx of whatever you want to call it, of people popping up in all games, a lot of
Yeah.
games, not just WoW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
Yeah.
awesome to see, game companies pay, tribute to those people as well, like how they did Wreckful and a few others.
Yeah.
It's cool.
No, for sure. We need that more in video games and in
Yeah.
culture today. I mean, these things are. We look at games and I mean, fuck, man, I'm 34 years old, right? And I've been playing games since I was like, 2, and I mean, these things are. This is a part of people's lives, right? Like this is just as much of a community and whatever else. And actually, I heard a really good quote, like, or just kind of saying that, like, uh talk when you go in, especially like during COVID, and I think a lot of people have taken this, but like this is for anybody that has kids that are listening to our show. But like if your kid is online and he's playing games with somebody and you're like, hey, go take out the trash, and or you need to go socialize with other people, like realize and understand that like they are talking online, they are playing with other people, like that is a form of socialization. And I mean, these 4 guys right here are my brothers and my friends, and I would drive
That's a lie. I
anywhere
hate you.
I fucking can't stand you either, you fucking fat piece of shit. I would go anywhere for any of these guys minus Enigma, to help them. And so it just, these communities are a big deal, and understand that. So, yeah. So continuing on the MMO train, next topic up for grabs here is Ashes of Creation. It got delayed, and then had some drama behind it, which I don't honestly. I think I don't like. It's drama for fucking drama's sake. Like it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, in my personal opinion. But you guys know. I know Enigma knows because we were talking about it. But like, do you guys know kind of what's going on with this?
I know the NDA got delayed again, and the alpha.
So a lot of people are like hating on the delay,
Yeah.
but they need to like. I think they're looking at it from a different perspective. Like they're not looking at it from the right perspective. What is Blizzard known to do when another game is launching something? Like they are known to fucking bring out a game or bring out a launch just to spite the fact that this is happening. They did it with Overwatch.
Yep.
What launched with Overwatch? What was trying to launch with Overwatch?
It wasn't Paladins, was it?
Was it
Paladins.
Paladins?
It might have been Paladins.
I don't remember.
Or like
yeah.
Paladins was doing their beta or some, or they were coming out and
Paladins
Overwatch launched their beta. I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever else. And they purposely did it. Like they did it literally on purpose.
Yeah.
And New World, this date's been out there for a while. This was going to be
Ashes.
their early access date because it got pushed originally from last year. It got pushed to this date.
Yeah.
And Blizzard comes out and says, "Oh, hey, by the way, Burning Crusades Classic, let's launch it on this date," which just happens to be the fucking day that Ashes of Creation was going to go. So it got delayed. And also too, like I think it got delayed because it needed to get delayed. Like I think they still
Yeah.
need to work on the game.
Dude, this game is still in my eyes like a pipe dream. So
Oh,
like
God,
if
totally.
if they want to delay it, sure, go ahead. I would be surprised when it comes out if it's anything they said.
Yeah,
That's
so-
like they released a 4K video of it recently, and I
Yeah.
think I remember posting it in the
Yeah.
podcast chat. Like even on 4K, I was like, dude, this game looks like a 15-year-old game, man.
Yeah.
This does not look like the next generation of MMOs.
Yeah, which I don't think this game is for like the WoW people. Like this is not for them. This is going to be a hardcore style MMO from what everything it's being told. Now again, it could be wrong, but it harkens back to those older days of MMOs. And obviously, me and Scruffy don't mind playing fucking shit looking MMOs because we played
Project Gorgon.
Ain't that
Project
the
Gorgon.
fucking truth?
Project Gorgon.
There-
which I
there's-
still- I
it-
still like Project
Yeah, there's something nice about a pretty shitty looking game. It's
The
all in
game
the
doesn't
eyes
look
of the
like shit,
beholder.
It just is
There's
not.
No,
nothing nice about
it-
that shitty looking game.
It looks like shit in a good way.
I'm talking about Ashes of Creation.
Good shit.
Oh yeah, the
Ashes
good
of Crea-
shit.
I don't think Ashes of Creation looks
No,
terrible.
it looks
No, it
it looks decent. Yeah.
But it doesn't look like a next generation fucking title. Like that's my only thing is like even at
I don't-
4K, I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, they've got flag textures, they've got shitty fucking grass textures. So it looks like WoW with like an
It's
HD.
still an
I don't
alpha.
think I don't know. Is it weird? I don't think MMOs are like worth mentioning to be next generation titles.
I don't want MMOs to look fucking gorgeous because
Yeah.
when an MMO is gorgeous, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like,
you know.
it-
So
it's
Fantasy
buggy as
changed my
fuck.
mind though on that aspect.
What is it?
Final Fantasy looks great for an MMO.
Yeah.
yeah, Final Fantasy looks
Final
good,
Fantasy 14 when it first came out sucked ass. It
Yeah.
did not
the
work.
first game.
but it looks good
It
now.
didn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So, it does now, but that was because they destroyed the fucking game and rebuilt it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but the thing that for me that's on this is like, I don't care about the delay whatever you got to. You know, I mean, this dude, Intrepid Studios is building this with their own money. This is not, something that is, I don't think it's like Star Citizen yet. It's not on that line yet, which I don't know if we're ever going to get Star Citizen.
It's getting there, man.
Honestly, keep forgetting about that game.
Yeah, I don't know. My kids,
Give it,
kids will be playing it.
give
Yeah.
Ashes of Creation a couple more years.
Your kids' kids will be playing
Maybe.
it.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing that pisses me off is that Steven, their lead, their CEO, their main guy, went on, not on Twitter, not on any kind of real social media platform. He went on Discord and basically was telling people his personal opinion, right, about where the MMO genre is at. He was giving his personal feelings on game development, right now, because people were bashing the shit out of just the way that games are being developed. They were giving shit about the delay or whatever else. And he just kind of said, like, look, man, this shit takes time. This is not easy. This is the way that things should be done. This is my opinion on these games. This is my opinion on how I feel. And people bashed the shit out of him so much that he had to come in, that he felt he needed to come and apologize. And I got a problem with that because I'm like, dude, this guy is still a fucking person, right? He gets to have his opinion and
Yeah.
he gets to voice it if he wants. Like,
but on the other end, you can have, just like we've said multiple times, you can have your opinion and voice it. Doesn't mean it's fucking the best
but what-
opinion.
right, but just because you get
So
pissed
you-
off,
you-
does that mean I gotta
100
come and apologize to you?
I mean,
gotta
no,
come and
100%. I
apologize
don't think he
to
should have. But that's on him. He shouldn't have apologized.
No, right. I don't think he should have apologized. But I'm also not going to slap the wrist of just him and say, "Oh, you shouldn't have said it." I'm also going to slap the wrist of being like people that got that fucking butthurt about him coming out with his own opinion. Like,
Exactly what kind of opinion was it? Was it like
I got to go pull the.
I know that one of his opinions deserved being lambasted. He came out with the fucking opinion of with Ashes of Creation, or not Ashes of Creation, with New World in there. He came out with
Their
a
cosmetic-
comment about their cosmetic shop, and I'm like, motherfucker, you guys literally released your game as a fucking BR with a cosmetic shop and a cash shop in it, and then fucking took it down.
Ashes?
Like before
Oh
your,
yeah.
your
That
actual
was
fucking
Ashes.
game released. That
No,
was Ashes. of
that
Creation.
was, I think that was like one of the tests or whatever.
I thought that was another game. I didn't think that was
No,
Ashes.
that was Ashes.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Ashes.
Let me. I just want to.
We'll have to dive into this, but I think so.
Was Ashes of Creation a BR at first? I could have sworn that was a different game.
I don't think it was like their intention
Yeah, it was
of.
Ashes of a
Ashes of
Creation Apocalypse Battle Royale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And when they released Ashes of Creation Apocalypse Battle Royale, it had a cash up in it. Day one, fucking worked like a charm. The rest of the game didn't.
Okay. Again, I'm not saying he was right or wrong.
No,
I'm
I'm not digging into you for that. But what I am saying is that yeah, he had some opinions. Some of them were stupid. Some of them were shitty. Some of them deserved a little bit of a hey, you need to fucking shut the fuck up and to get in your own lane. I agree. He shouldn't have had to have apologized. He should have the ability to put his opinion out whenever he wants to. But people do have the right to fucking call him an idiot for it if his fucking opinion is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's fucking dumb that they got this fucking pissed off, and then like you said that he apologized.
Yeah. Well, and I've always
it's
been
setting a really bad precedence too.
Yeah, I've always been a pretender of like if you come out and say something stupid, don't apologize. Just
Right.
just own it. Fucking go with it. And if you get into some shit, oh well. Like,
Now
it sucks, but
where will he'll? The funny question is, do we think that Ashes of Creation will have a cash up? Like
100%. 100%.
There's no reason why they would have had a cash up in the BR game if they weren't testing out a cash up for
Yeah.
fucking MMO.
Dude, if it has a cash shop, then at that point you're
Yeah,
It's going to.
that's why I had such an issue with. That's why I put drama in the fucking in the prod or in the show notes is
Yeah.
because like legitimately that's something stupid that he brought up that I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have fucking said that. That was a dumb thing for you to say.
His other opinions, though, I will say, are I think valid on the fact
Yeah.
that what he was talking about.
He had some
you
good
know.
notes. You know, he had some good opinions and some bad opinions. I think that 100% he should be able to voice them, but
Yeah.
like don't expect people not to come at you for stupid fucking things that you say.
I mean, he's not the CEO of Activision level yet. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So speaking of other companies and speaking of just big companies and whatnot, we talked about Bethesda earlier on. And
Actually
they had a leak here on Starfield.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't get a chance to watch that.
So this is one thing that I was talking to Jen Pork Chapo in our chat. When he was talking about the fact that if he sees one more game or if he sees the next two games that Bethesda's coming out with on the Creation Engine, which is their engine that they use notoriously on every one of their fucking
Fallout
games.
4 and 76.
He was like, if there's one more game or two, if they use it on these two more games, then I'm fucking done. Yeah, they're using it on Starfield.
Oh,
It's still the Creation Engine. 100% it's still the Creation Engine. It's just that it has more tweaks. They continue to do these stupid fucking things where they're like, well, we're just going to use the same buggy engine that we've always used.
I don't
and
think that they are
we're going to
using
use
it
new
for-
plugins.
I don't think they're using it for 6 though. I'm pretty sure 6 is built from the ground
I'm
up. on a
pretty
new
sure they're
engine.
using it for 6. I'm pretty sure that
I would
there
be
was
so
a
sad
thing
if
that
they
came out
do.
a while ago from one of the developers saying that it was still going to be on the Creation Engine.
What Creation?
Don't quote me on it. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really been following 6
I
because
remember
I could give a
hearing
shit less.
something about the Creation Engine on 6 as well.
Yeah.
But they could have changed that.
I honestly don't see them using the Creation Engine on Starfield and not using it on 6.
Yeah.
But anyways, while you're looking for that, yeah, they had a leak come out recently. Basically, they've had some known leakers that have been known for being correct with the leaks come out and basically say that Bethesda is going to have or that one Starfield's releasing 2021 sometime in 2021, 2020, early 2022 at the latest. So we're going to see Starfield within the next couple of quarters at the very least.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited for a new IP from them, but then
Yeah.
again with the shit that they brought out with Fallout 76, it's one of those things.
But
where it's
this-
like, I'm not pre-purchasing. I can tell you.
No,
that
I mean,
right off
I
the bat.
that's I don't think pre-purchasing any game nowadays is a good move. But no,
Unless it's made
this
by
being a
Ubisoft.
single player, yeah, right. This being a single player game and everything, I think it's definitely exciting again now.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the other leak was that they oh fuck, now I can't remember what the other leak was.
So what the thing I'm reporting, the thing I'm seeing
Ugh.
here is that basically this was back in September. I mean, this is of September of 2020, so not that long ago. They're saying that there are elements of Elder Scrolls 6 that will use the creation engine,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it will be a new engine.
Oh.
It's not.
handle murder stuff. So
They say that about every game they come out with. Well, we'll be using parts of it with the creation engine. What they mean by that is that it's still being ran off the creation engine. It's just they're updating modular plugins
God,
for the
man, that
creation engine when it
was
comes to like
so
lighting
old,
effects, when
dude.
it comes to ambient effects and everything like that. That's what they mean by that when they say, well, we're using parts of it as the creation engine, but other parts will not be. You know, it's still being ran completely off the creation engine.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
bro, that engine is 10 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's longer than 10.
It's a
Longer than
really
10.
bad engine too.
They were using creation engine on
No,
Oblivion.
It came out in November of 2011. That's the initial release.
I mean, they were
That
using
was
they were using the
Skyrim,
base. They were using the
I'm looking
base
at-
on Oblivion.
right?
Whatever they built creation engine off of, they were using Oblivion.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's gone through different adaptations.
Yeah, I've got the creation engine was first used on Skyrim, then Fallout
Yeah.
4, then Fallout 76, and it was
Yeah,
released-
like I said, whatever they built the creation engine off of, it was still being used on Oblivion.
I don't know. I, mean,
I don't know.
Anyway, it's either way.
It's old.
I think the other leak was that they were still going to be using the creation engine. I think that was the other leak, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah.
the big leak is the 2021 release date, projected release date.
It's gonna be hot.
Early 2022 at the latest.
That's a Microsoft exclusive.
Oh, that was the other leak. That was what it was. It was no, they will not be releasing it to Sony, so it's going to be a
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft exclusive. They are
still come
honoring the
PC.
rights with a couple of their games like Ghostwire Tokyo
Well, Deathloop.
and Deathloop. They will still be Sony exclusives from what I've heard. But anything we're assuming that anything coming out of Bethesda from this point forward will be a Microsoft exclusive. So you won't have Elder Scrolls 6 and you won't have this new title Starfield coming to Sony.
Dude, Elder Scrolls 6 not being on the Sony platform.
It's going to hurt them.
That's a
It's
fucking
a
blow, bro.
big one, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But it'll be on
Uh,
PC, right?
To clear
Yeah.
to clear things up, they originally used the Gamebryo engine, and
Yeah.
the creation engine is directly like
Built off of
built
Gamebryo.
off of the Gamebryo base.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gamebryo was Fallout New Vegas, right?
Gamebryo was everything from
From,
Oblivion
Morrowind.
I thought it was Morrowind. Didn't
It
Probably-
might have been Morrowind.
probably
It might have been
Morrowind.
I just remember that they've literally been using the same
So they've
base
just
engine
taken,
for
they've just
like
taken the engine
25
and
years.
built on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and that's why it's so buggy.
Oh,
That's
dude.
why it hardly
It's
works
the
is
worst
because it's just
engine.
pieced together.
I really. I,
Scruffy loves that. Scruffy loves
I
the
lo-
jank that is Bethesda.
I
bro.
do, but like I will
I used
never. I still would want it to be better. Like, don't get me
I
wrong.
used to love the jank that was the creation engine until
Yeah.
until Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, where I was just like,
Yeah, no, exactly
this
the
is
same.
just embarrassing at this point, guys. You
Yeah, yeah,
need
yeah.
to upgrade your fucking engine. Like, make a move to a new engine. There's so much better engines out there. Like, as much as I hate Epic, the fucking Unreal Engine,
Dude, the Frostbite engine
the Frostbite
fucking looks cool.
engine,
And
fucking there is so
Fallout-
many better engines.
Fallout 3 was the first one with the Gamebryo.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh,
Fallout,
okay.
Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and then Oblivion. And then after Oblivion, they built upon it with the creation.
yeah, well, yeah. I don't know.
Anyways.
It's the fact going back to the fact that it's an exclusive. That's kind of nuts, man.
Kind of
It's
shows
gonna
Sony what's
but,
up.
like I'm wondering now is on those Deathloop games and things like that. Are we gonna see Microsoft's fucking logo show up on a Sony
Yeah.
platform?
Right?
Maybe.
Like
I mean,
guess
It's like-
it would be
it would be the
100%
publisher
within
logo,
the right. Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
they
It
published
would
the
be
game.
within 100% within their right to do so.
Fuck, that would be weird. So. I
So
don't
yeah,
know.
to answer your question about that earlier, Jen, yes, the next two titles from Bethesda, the next big titles will be still on the creation engine. So
Rip.
speaking of PlayStation 5, and the last topic, guys, make sure you get your questions ready, please.
Yep.
We didn't go too far over time. Is Bill, this is kind of all your alley, man. PS5 component changes to meet demand. So what is Sony doing to be able to
So
are they stealing silicone boobies?
no, they're not stealing silicone boobies.
Damn it.
So they've basically said that this fiscal year is a flop. Well, not a flop by like demand. They just aren't going to be able to push out. So they are looking at March of 2022 to start producing and selling the redesigned PS4. They are in
I thought you were about to say
workings
redesigned PS5.
or PS5. That's what I meant.
Wait, is it's a redesigned PS5?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
It's not a design. So they're doing it to. They're changing a 7 nanometer CPU down to a 6 nanometer CPU, just to make a little bit less necessary for it to run. They're going to be more powerful 6 nanometer CPUs so that they will be able to compete with the current model PS5 as far as its like processing powers and stuff go. But they are just trying to cut down on the chip size to make demand a little bit easier to meet.
I'm still curious how they're gonna make they're gonna meet demand when every other, like we talked about this a little bit. Literally every other chipset maker, like every other chip maker for GPUs, for CPUs, everything, they're projecting at least the end of 2022, early 2023 to get demand, or to get what's it called, production to meet the demand. I don't understand where Sony's getting
I think
these
they've already
these numbers from.
I think they've already got partnered up with they're partnered up with AMD right now. And they are at the end of this fiscal year, which ends in March. They are going to be starting like shipping out the 6 nanometer CPU'd
That's interesting.
PS5s.
Oh,
So it'll just be easier to get a new CPU if you just buy a PS5. Just buy a PS5, bust it open, grab a CPU,
I mean,
put it in your computer.
that's currently true as is for computers.
With
It's
computer
easier
boards,
and
it is,
cheaper.
yeah.
It's easier and cheaper just to buy a pre-built
Buy a
from an
prefab
AI.
build, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Get
so
your graphics
sad that's
card.
how it is right now.
I'm interested to see how it works. They claim that there's not going to be any performance differences between the current
Yeah,
model
we'll see
and the
about
future
that.
model. We'll see. I don't know enough about chipsets to know how much a 1 nanometer difference in chip size can affect performance. So
I mean, it really comes down
It-
to the threads. It comes down to them.
Yeah.
How hot is that thing going, and what does the bottleneck look like?
That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. Is it's less about the performance and more about how well it's going to deal with heat dispersion.
Yeah, because the whole thing there is like the shrinking down the size. You are cutting some sort of something out of it. Like it's not just like it's not like they all of a sudden were like, oh, we can make this fucking 30 times smaller, like or whatever else. Which I know it's not 30 times, but again, it comes down to it could still have the same clock speed. It could still have all that kind of stuff, but if it doesn't handle heat well, if it doesn't handle threads well, if it doesn't know how to, if it has a I have not found situations where you can shrink something at least that soon in the life cycle and been able to still get that the same
level.
performance. It's very difficult. Phones have been doing it forever, and we have just gotten to the point where phones can get realistically different, with their chipsets. So
I just
there you
want
go,
to
guys.
I want to see them push out the same amount of jiggle wiggles and nano bitties and whatever.
I'm telling you, man, they just need to start taking silicone out of titties, bro.
Yeah, dude. Honestly.
That's the way we fix it, man. Next PS5 comes with a set of tits, right? Just strapped onto the console, bro. So anyway, you can get them in man tits or you can get them in girl tits, whichever one you
Yeah.
want.
You know.
Equal
It's up to you.
opportunities. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Equal opportunity console. Anyway, that's it, boys and girls. We have any questions up in chat, or is everybody kind of like
Nothing.
In here,
real
up in
fast.
here.
I think we're done. So not too bad. We started a little late. We ended a little bit late, but we still got within, I think, in the hour or so. Boys, girls, thank you guys all for hanging out with us. on this amazing 35th episode of the podcast. Sorry for the technical issues that did occur. Discord's a piece of shit sometimes. What are you going to do?
Yep.
But we will be back in 2 weeks. And the crazy thing is that in 2 weeks, it'll be fucking E3, boys and girls. So we will be doing
Fuck
literally a
E3.
show during E3. Why do you hate E3?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
Because it
quick
doesn't
question.
have Sony in it.
Hey, quick question. What does everybody have to do after this? Because I watched 2 out of the 3 animes that I'm supposed to watch. Didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about it afterward, or if it's too-
Watch the third one and then we can talk about it. Then
Okay.
I cannot talk tonight.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
still got unpacking and stuff to do.
Yeah,
We'll
you
talk
do
as
you.
we go. Anyway, well, thank you guys for all for being here and hanging out.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing, amazing show. If you guys missed out at any point in time, hit !podcast. Go to the Spotify, check us out there. Go to the YouTube, check us out there. You can watch my stream, you can watch Scruffy stream, you can watch Bill's stream on our platforms. Much love. You have an amazing, amazing night, amazing weekend. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We
Later.
out, boys.
Deuces.